Oh, hey guys. I'm trying to make it to 100 or top 50 for one of the daily challenges. I'm just trying to finish that.
Fortnite. Hey, cool, Greg.
Who else is playing? I guess I don't need these headphones because technically, I mean,
I don't think you're even plugged
I'm just
in.
not playing.
Right? Are you not plugged in?
But that's a thing. This week you get me. You get big ol' Nick Scarpino. You get.
It doesn't feel like we're getting you at all right now.
Do I need to be louder? Is that the the weird gate thing?
That's not what I meant. I meant like you're so into the game.
Oh, like you don't physically get my presence right now?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's not wrong. I'm just trying to make it to top 50 and then also do this like weird challenge thing where I get the center of the named locations.
Charles Jacobson says today is Nick and whoever he can gather, I'd assume.
Yeah, I mean, that's accurate.
Well, it's Nick and Tim and whoever they can gather.
It was one of those things where I think they both talked to all of us about like, hey, we might need you for GOG, and then we just all showed up.
Yeah. Joey, can I get you to go into the other chair?
Like this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you just want me to, you want me to just sit in this chair for the show?
Yes, please.
Okay. That's fine. I'm bummed I missed the kind of karaoke with Mark. Yeah, I saw that was happening. I don't know how anybody has a voice still. That's the thing. Like after prom, like how can you guys go sing? That seems difficult.
All right, so I didn't hit start streaming. So
so they don't know that I'm not paying attention.
Yeah, they had no idea. But we are recording it, so...
Oh, okay. So now everybody else knows that I'm not paying attention.
Well, yeah, now
listen, I made it to top 50, so now I'm just ready to get killed so I can finish off this thing and get to the next battle pass tier. That's really all I need. So I'm just going to run into the line of fire.
Get it, Joey.
So that someone kills me.
Do it, dude.
Because that's all I want, you know? That's all I can ask for.
I mean, I think that's what most people want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. You know?
Started watching Rick and Morty with Paul yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I have to give you my thing.
I would really enjoy that. But she likes it. That makes me really happy because I was really terrified she wouldn't.
Did you think she wasn't going to like it?
Yeah, dude. As you may or may not...
like a sophisticated lady.
As you may or may not know, Paula Coelho has no rules. No rules.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So you might be like, there's no way Paula's gonna like, fuck, what movie was it? There's some movie that's very like gory and violent.
Saw?
It just doesn't seem in her alley. No, of course she
Hostel?
likes that. No. It was something new.
One of those Eli Roth movies?
It was funner than that. Let's say Django Unchained. Is that the fucking name of the movie?
That's the name of the movie.
That's a movie.
Is it on Django? Is it not just Django?
Django Unchained.
Oh, wow.
The D is silent.
I didn't expect
There was a movie called Rango.
I didn't expect to like Django, and she loved it. And I was like, oh, that's a fun surprise.
I did not, Mr. Yasman. I did not see Uncle Drew.
Is it out already?
I guess. I didn't know that.
Mr. Yasman 300, I did not see Upgrade because I've been bad at going to the movies.
Just kill me so I can go.
You know what I mean? Because I can't get my friends to go with me, and I'm just not motivated to go by myself because I like sleep more. Charles Jacobson says...
Oops, I don't have any ammo.
Pan's Labyrinth.
But I cleared out my top 50 win in solos. Not win, but placement.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. That means that I got the next battle pass tier. It means that I got a new emote. That's all I care about. The hype emote? No, we didn't get that one for a while. Now I'm going to go put this away.
Collect that shit.
Woo!
I told Andy, I was like, Andy, why don't we...
See, look.
We'll do an hour...
I'm very excited.
We'll do an hour of GOG, and then we'll switch over and just stream Fortnite for the rest of the day.
I would like that. Don't say that.
I would like that.
I would like that, too.
I think that would be super mega fun. So I didn't realize this until I read the comments. This is a Michael Jordan shirt. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Gatorade like collab for Michael
I didn't know that.
So fucking Snowbike Mike, extra cool.
Yeah.
He gets extra points for that.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah. Someone was like, I love how Nick doesn't know he's...
like my shirt.
Not in the least. No.
Wow.
I think he's co-opting it as his own, but someone in the comments on YouTube was like, Nick, that's a Michael Jordan shirt. And I looked it up and sure as shit, there's a bunch of, like, you can buy these online. Now, did Snowbike Mike make the shirt for Michael Jordan? That's a possibility. That's 100% possible.
I miss him.
I'm going to go get some Aleve real quick.
Okay, I'll just stay here by myself and talk to people.
I mean, I'm here, but whatever.
Mr. Yasmin there says Nick.
Oh, your mic's off too. That sucks.
Do you miss Snowbike Mike, Kevin, or do you miss Michael Jordan?
I have no allegiances to Michael Jordan.
Nobody fucking misses Michael Jordan.
I heard he was really good at.
Somebody told me this is a Michael Jordan shirt.
You know that?
If you Google it, like Michael Jordan Gatorade shirt, this comes up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so Snowbike Mike, awesome, extra awesome. I was gonna say a thief, but
Glad he didn't.
he made me look like a fool because I was like
Can you
this
Google it, Kevin? I want to see it.
I do too.
I'm gonna Google it. What the fuck? Why is your mic not on?
because it's the Nike font with the Gatorade.
Tim, talk to your mic.
That's what we figured
It
out.
makes sense. It is the Nike font.
Yeah.
Is your mic plugged in?
No.
No.
Oh, crap.
That would do it.
Marcus Brown says, "What's up, Kevin?"
Hey man,
Just Kevin.
just chilling.
Just Kevin.
Mr. Yasman 300 says, "Nick, thoughts on Miles Teller cast as Goose's son? Fantastic, great idea."
I do like him.
Will Tim talk about TanaCon? What is that?
Do you know?
TanaCon. I still need to watch the
Shane Dawson
thing.
I
Have you
watched
seen
him
it?
yesterday.
Did you watch all 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 2.5 hours worth of stuff.
The Shane
Very
Dawson
interesting.
YouTuber?
So here's
Yeah.
the thing, Joe.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are you prepared to talk about this and
Yeah.
educate us on what the fuck went down?
Wait,
totally can.
I want to do a topic. It probably won't be on this one, but I want to do a topic, an ongoing one called "Shit I Should Know," and have all of you guys just bring things from like either the last few months that I should know about that you know I probably don't.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there on the
I like
table.
that.
We could do that, but
No, because we need to prep for that.
I want
Yeah.
you guys to prep for it. But like,
I-
Nick, did you know that Drake has a son? And I'd be like, I just found that
That
out.
is a whole thing.
I
We'll
just
need
found
the
that
Cool
out.
Greg effect for that. So I think the 2 topics we should do today are prom and
TanaCon?
TanaCon.
Okay.
'Cause I talked-
in that order, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we start with TanaCon?
Yeah.
Because prom could be a whole hour and a half. But
Let's start with prom, see how
start with
far
prom,
we get, because we could save the TanaCon for another thing. But
I'm
like-
excited. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm more excited for TanaCon than I am for talking about prom. Because
Well,
I'm
then-
intrigued. You had my curiosity. Now
Yeah.
you have my attention.
Well, it's all started because I didn't even know Shane Dawson
save it
was
for the
doing
show.
anything.
Save it for the show.
I saw the
don't know
first half of the
I didn't know
doc
that
yesterday.
he was doing a thing, but then I saw John Carl on Sunday, and he was telling me stuff about VidCon.
I can't
TanaCon.
wait to hear all about this.
Rhiannon Tabios. Is that how you say your last name? Is that in the chat says I'm very excited right now for this.
I'm excited
woo.
too.
And I don't know. I don't know what's a.
She's excited because she's never seen us live.
Yeah.
That's not what
Really?
she said though. She pulled a Kevin and said, "Oh snap! I'm so excited. I have never caught Yive."
Yive. I have never caught Yive. Yes. She's from, I am from Switzerland. Yes. I have never caught live.
Sometimes excitement gets too much. You know what I mean? You know what
It
I'm
is
saying?
true.
Those fingers just, flopping all over the keyboard,
Mark
Kevin.
Freeman says, "Promise me." I'll tell you one thing about
Yeah,
Mark
I got
Freeman
it.
that
Now
I
you have the
forget
big fat fingers.
every time until I see him live, IRL.
That he's really
a
tall?
giant. He is 18 feet tall. He is taller than Greg, and he makes me feel like a small little man, but also safe. You
Yeah,
know, like if anything
safe
goes
in
down,
his-
he
Yeah.
can just
Safe in his
claw
arms.
people away like a grizzly bear.
You
At one
can't,
point
though.
over the weekend, I was standing with Galen and I was standing with Jacob Bryant. Galen's 6'4", Jacob Bryant 6'6", and I was just like, I can't hear anything you guys are saying.
Now you know
It's
how
a
I
whole
feel.
other world.
It's true because they're so far up there.
I know.
Shout out to Greg for using a Roddy Dangerfield joke on stage, by the way. He's like, I'm so tall when it rains. I'm always like, I feel bad for tall people because when it rains, they're always the first people to know. Mm-hmm. Like it hits them first. I was like,
When did he say that?
he said it.
He executed much, way better.
I was drunk, so it was funny.
Yeah, it was actually funny.
Wow.
Wow.
Really going for
Mr. Yasmin says, "Tim, are you pissed that Jim Carrey got cast as Dr. Robotnik?" No.
I mean, there were
Charles
no hopes
Jacobson
for the
says-
Sonic movie, were there?
Nick,
very
do you still
fun.
need a list of fun clips featuring you? Yes, and if you have any time code, that'd be huge too. Because I realized the one fatal flaw in me tweeting that out was people were like, "That one moment when you did this," and I'm like, I don't have,
I
I
need
can't search
specific
through 2
codes.
hours of these podcasts.
Can we turn the fan on?
Bless you.
Thank you.
I could just take
Oh
my
my
jacket
god,
off.
damn it, Joe! You're one of the. You're all wearing jackets, and y'all gonna have the fan.
Because
on.
I like
Then
the
my-
look.
No.
Function.
I need Cool Greg to come back.
And turn it in
Don't
this
point that
direction.
motherfucker at me because y'all do this. You turn the fan on and it just goes on me. Then you're sweating.
Nick,
My eyeballs are.
Just so you know, this morning, like, it was hot in here. I was like, Joey, do you want the fan on? And she was like, yes, please. I was like, yeah, no problem. I'm going to turn it as far away as possible from Nick.
Yeah.
And then I walked
That's
away
why
for a
it was
second,
that direction.
and Nick turned it off.
Yeah, I did. I sure did.
And I was like, well.
You know why? Because it's not called the Joey Noel Show. It's called the Morning Show.
It's not called the Nick Scarpino Show either.
Joey, he got you. He is right. It is not, in fact, called the Joey Noel Show.
No, but
I'm also
there was
right.
like a month-long period where we brought the fan in where I kept trying to figure out why my eyes were so dry.
Yeah.
And it's because the fan's just right at me.
It stings. Like it just
stings.
feels like
It's so
It's like
weird.
if we
man.
put it on
Y'all
that
just need to
side
get
and push it
glasses.
this way, it'd be fine.
I don't have that problem.
I love the fan.
Yeah, I love the
I'm
fan
a big
too.
fan.
It feels
I'm
so
not-
good.
Big fan of the fan.
I don't dislike fans in general. It's just after 2 hours, it dries out my sinuses.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm always cold anyway.
I love fans.
But I could
'Cause you're
throw
not
my
wearing
jacket on.
jackets for-
You want me to throw my jacket on?
Yeah.
Mark Friedman says Cool Greg is the goat
Denim.
of prom, but it looked like porn. So I thought it said Cool Greg is
Every
the
time-
goat of porn.
Every
And I'm
single
like,
time someone's typed prom in the last 2 days, I'm like, are we talking about porn? Is this happening? Are we doing this? No, Cool Greg coming up and flowing at prom was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I just want everyone to know that.
Coming out at prom?
No, flowing. He's
yeah.
he's been on stage before.
I'm
but
so sad that I didn't see that, so I need video.
it was amazing. Like
Immediately.
it was. Here's how the whole thing. Well, fuck it. Let's get into the show.
Say that.
All right, are we ready?
Charles Jacobs says, by the way, Andy, you and Eves look adorable together.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad he came out.
I love that your girlfriend was like, did he call me my boss's name? And I'm like, you've never heard that joke before? Greg always refers to Robin that way. She was like,
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah. That's a terrible idea.
It's a horrible idea.
he probably doesn't have that kind of sense of humor. You're going to get fired.
He seems like a very nice man. He's
Yeah,
always
he's fine.
When
He's
he
always
and
crying.
Miyamoto came out together,
Yeah.
when was it last
I
year?
love it.
Very cute.
Yeeves. Do you think anyone calls him Yeezy?
No.
I would.
Damn,
It's
I
just
should.
Eve. S is silent.
Yeah, I call him Yeeves though, because isn't it spelled? Isn't it called YVES?
I like that you
Yeah.
put the emphasis
Eve-
on both the Y
Eve
and
Gilmore.
the S.
Yeeves, man.
Eve Gilmore.
It's Yeeves Guillotine. That's what I call him.
I think it's just because Greg
Eve's
says
guillotine.
Eve's Gilmont,
Yeah, because
and it's just Eve Gilmore.
because no matter how hard
'Cause
Greg
the
tries, no
last
matter how
syllable.
many French women he marries, he will never have the tongue for French.
Sure.
He cannot do it. He barely.
Doesn't have
He's
one of them
so
French
goddamn white. He couldn't be. He's like Wonder Bread, just a big thing of Wonder Bread walking around. You know what I mean?
No, the best one was when you said that that Greg looks like a piece of bubble gum that got dropped in hair.
That's how we describe his stomach. It's like gum that got stuck in hair.
I have a
I
legitimate.
actually heard your laugh over Twitter when you did that. Like I saw you going, and I was like, I heard it in the background. Andy just laughed. Every time I make Andy laugh, an angel gets its wings. What are you saying?
Oh, so the belt is at the Miller residence right now. How are we gonna fuck with it?
No, you can't, dude. That only the champ
It's
can touch
sacrilege.
it. Yeah.
Is
I
it?
want it back the right way. And I
can we
want
just-
it back.
You know how they take like flat Stanleys around on adventures? Can we just take the belt around on adventures without
You want
Greg?
to just let's send it on tour with stamps to all of our friends around the world and have them take pictures with it,
That's the best
totally
way.
like
to not get that
Amelie.
Yeah.
And then when Greg comes back, we'll put a giant tree gnome in his place and pretend like we were talking to that the whole time instead of him.
back. Joey,
Do you guys know about Flat Stanley?
Flat
Like, are you
Stanley.
familiar with this
No.
concept? Are you?
No.
So I didn't know either
Oh.
until Brienne gave
Yeah.
Gia this
Wait,
goddamn
is it
thing.
the thing where people hold their blankets in front of their dogs and then disappear?
No,
your
No, but
brother's
that
been
is
doing that
excellent.
for
Those are
years.
great.
Yeah.
No, it's like this little like paper guy named Flat Stanley, and then you're supposed to like as you get it in like elementary school, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's one of those dumb kid things.
Yeah, and you're like supposed to mail it around to like your friends and family.
Yeah, click on that picture,
and they take
Kev,
it on
the real life one.
and they take it on like adventures, and they write little stories about like the things that Flat Stanley
That's
does.
like-
exciting.
Brienne's kid had a Flat Stanley, and then she sent it to Gia, and then like Flat Stanley came with us to Thanksgiving dinner, and she took pictures, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? But whatever.
I've never heard of
Say
this.
it when they're now. Do not send me a Flat Stanley. It's gonna get dark. Flat Stanley is gonna have his
Oh,
first
no.
sexual experience.
Oh my god!
He's either gonna trip on LSD or he's gonna have his first trip to the strip club.
But I saw on
Oh,
Reddit.
please take Flat Stanley to a strip club.
There was a post on Reddit that was like, you won't believe what Flat Stanley looks like now. And it's a giant cardboard cutout of like an old man.
That's so fucking funny.
Ours is just called Paper Jose. That's the one that we got.
Wow.
That just seems like a very, very like.
And it was just a piece of paper
Yeah,
with
there-
the word Jose written on it. And you just had to give it back.
Yeah.
You couldn't afford postage. You had to give
There's
it back to
so
your
many
friends.
things that like I was just not exposed to as, you know, growing up in a like all Mexican area. Like
I'm
Yeah.
right there with
Corn
you growing up
dogs,
in
mac and
Riverside.
cheese.
I grew up in
Corn
a
dogs,
small
mac and
town
cheese.
where people just weren't doing shit like this.
yeah,
I'm surprised that you didn't Because I feel like my old roommate was from Redlands, and she always did all this.
Like, I had a family that was my mom was. You guys met my mom. She's very no bullshit. If it's something that she's like, nah. Like if it required a ton of energy, she knew that I would probably lose focus on it very easily. She's like, I'm not buying that fucking thing for you. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna write a letter to someone explaining what flash. No, Nick's not gonna do that. Yeah. I like to watch Batman and eat Twinkies.
Who are you kidding?
I don't think you had to buy it. I think the school,
it was like a school thing.
Gave you it.
Yeah.
It's a piece of paper.
You read the book that went along with it?
The only thing I remember doing was
cut them out.
Only thing I ever did was the turkey hands. I crushed those, and we had caterpillars that turned into butterflies.
Did you see I think it was on Reddit, one of those like
we had
whatever
a fucking
gift
tank
thread,
full of caterpillars,
and it was a teacher letting go of a butterfly, and then it was flying away, and a dog just goes up and chomps it.
Love it. So fucking funny.
It's like that fucking clip Kevin sent me today of the girl's trying to kick you showed me too, trying to kick the glass off her friend's head and just nails her in the face.
Have you seen this?
Just fucking
Kevin,
KOs her.
You gotta pull it up.
Bring it up, and then we'll start the show.
All right.
Just KOs her.
Hold on. I just put hand sanitizer on.
What does that mean, Kevin? Can you not touch things now?
Well, no, I mean, it's like I'm totally wet right now in my hands.
But lick your hands.
Andy
and put them on the
Cortez is one of my favorite people to be around because, like, it's always either Kevin or Nick, but whatever they do, I just know. Like, you always have that friend that you can just give the look to and just be like, where are we gonna go here?
Fuck you, because Andy gets the look a lot. Like Andy causes the look more often than not too.
That is true. That is true too.
Like when Andy walks in eating a bag of rolled down bag of Cheerios and he's eating one by one, I give you the look.
That is true.
Yesterday during Fortnite with
also,
Nick,
Joey gets the look a lot.
Nick
too.
playing Switch and just being like, "You ready to fucking go, dog? I get the double pistol, dog." And I look at Tim, and Tim just goes.
I've never heard a human being say the word dog.
I just love doing
it. And
it.
it's like you pronounce the AWG.
Well, no, when I get really excited, I call him doggy dog. Doggy dog. You want to get fuck? You want to fuck right now? We can fuck? Is that what we're
let's fucking get into it,
let's
dog.
get after it, man. Let's fuck. I stole that from my buddy Joe Gorman, who moved to New York. He's a comic that moved to New York, and he was so inappropriate on Facebook. Every once in a while, he would just post in the Facebook group, like, "I want to fuck right now. Does anyone want to fuck?" But he didn't mean it like that. He was just like, "Let's go party, like let's go do things." And he always called people doggy dog. So that's my little homage to Joe. And you guys don't know who he is, so it's totally useless. Yeah, totally wasted on both you guys. You know who Joe is.
Big Dick Joe.
You bet Joe. I don't know if he had a big dick or not, but he had long hair.
Cool.
All right, Kev, you gonna find this thing, or are you still sanitizing your genitalia?
You guys, I'm going through my text messages to find it.
I'll send it to you.
Look for 2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, 2 girls, 1 cup, but like
I already found it, guys.
All right,
that is what people are calling.
Did you see the video Did you see the video of the pigeon that like was on the ground and it had just flown into like a window, and this guy's like, "Man, this pigeon just got fucked up. It hit the window," and then it like starts fluttering and it flies away again and hits the same fucking window. And he's like, "Oh, you fucking idiot!" But it's like it's such a genuine reaction to it.
Jamie pulled me aside at the meet and greet. Was like, "Look, I sent you this clip. I think you guys should watch it again." And oh my god, bring it up for the audience. Look at her face. Look at her face. Like, oh shit, bam!
Oh my,
fucking KO'd. KO'd.
Jesus
Can people see this? There we go. Ready?
Bitch. The fuck on the
I feel like it wasn't even close.
No, not even close. And I'll tell you one thing right now. You're getting some brain damage from that. That is a kick right to your face. Look at the girl kicking her. Look at her face. Oh no! I just killed my friend. My friend's gonna be a little.
Killed my friend.
Like, my friend's gonna be a little slow from here on out because of my foot. Bam! Fuck yeah, that was a good roundhouse.
Slurpee cup, man. Cool, Greg. Have you seen this?
Dude, retweet that shit. It's hilarious. People should know. Let him know, Cool Greg. Let him fucking know.
Do you think she broke her nose?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she broke her nose, but she definitely.
Oh my god.
She's definitely concussed.
She definitely got her bell rang.
She's concussed.
I want to see that full speed though. I don't like they slowed it down.
Dude, like
I don't think I can
fucking
handle
kids
watching
are
it
so
full speed.
stupid.
Fuck yeah, they're dumb. They're dumb. But you
Yeah,
know what?
we
This is my thing. You could tell a kid, "Don't kick your friend in the face," or you could just let her kick him in the face, but like, "You learned your lesson, didn't you?
Yeah.
You're never going to do that again." Or stretch more. Because she could have got that 1 or 2 more months of stretching.
Greg Miller would attempt that with Kevin.
Sure he would.
I think he could do it.
Yeah,
I don't think he can.
The whole time at prom, Greg would like be walking up to me, "Hey, so Hurricane Rana," and he would like act as if he was gonna do the move on me. Like, no, not now.
I love
Just
it.
on the prom floor.
Was that during rehearsal?
Yeah.
Save it for the show. Let's go ahead and start this. Let's kick this shindig off. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am your host today, Nick Scarpino. To my immediate left, all the way around the table, is the pure one, Mr. Tim Gettys.
So not your immediate left.
Well, I had it in my head. I was going to do pure one. And then I was going to do Andy Laser Cortez. I'm trying that out. Is that cool?
Laser?
Yeah, I want that to be your new nickname.
Oh, sure.
Just late, not
and then of course it's Christmas in July. Miss Joey Noel is joining us today. I got that right for the first time. Oh, hi, Mark.
It's not the immediate nor the left. It's neither.
It is my left. If you go clockwise.
Why would you do that though?
Because I wanted to say to my right, but that didn't make any sense because Joey's my immediate right. And he's my immediate. There's no one else in between me, so he's my immediate left. Shake your head at him while I do the rest of the big
how earlier today you tweeted out, please send me the best videos of you cracking us up.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Is that it?
You gotta send this clip.
Done. Earmark that, Kevin. It's the beginning of this episode.
Anything is really on your left if you think about it. You know?
If you go far enough around.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is a circle, right?
Yeah,
It's a big ass
but
circle.
immediate left is a very
Specific term.
I mean, to be fair, the dead monitor is to my immediate left.
Yeah.
But
Is it dead?
No, we used to play Fortnite last week.
Oh. See, it's fine.
did we?
Yes,
Nick hates
we
it.
did.
Because it's useless. It is uselessly tethered right there. And then there's that camera that looks like it died a long time ago and is now just the skeleton of itself.
I haven't decided we're buying another camera to replace it.
It looks like a Pixar character where like they show when it dies and then time passes by and it shows how it looks now and it's just still laying there all dusty and stuff. That's what it looks like.
It looks like Wally's defunct friend.
Yeah, like
So sad.
All right. Well, if you guys did not know, this is the GameOverGreggy show where each and every week 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a topic for your amusement. Today we're only gonna have probably 2 topics. We have prom, which I think we want to talk about, and then something called TanaCon.
Which TanaCon.
TanaCon?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I am excited to hear about.
I watched the doc. Well, not all of it.
I have met this woman.
Literally
I've worked
everything
with
I've
her.
watched says Tana.
Yeah, it's Tana Mongeau or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, before we get into that, if you guys like what you're about to hear and you want to support this show, well, guess what? Go over to patreon.com/kindafunny, throw us a couple bucks, and you could help keep the lights on. You can also watch this show live, just like Charles Jacobson probably still is, because he's there every single time we do this, because in his country, 2 o'clock our time is like 9 o'clock his time, and he just finished watching porn.
It's almost like the immediate left thing. Like it's
Probably,
always
that's
his time. It's always his time.
How long is
zone.
that going to be a thing now? How long is that dumb shit comment going to be a thing? I hate you guys. You guys are the fucking worst. You never and you know what the worst is that you fucking never let shit go. So like 6 months later, someone will be like, hey Nick, is that coffee to your immediate front? Is that immediately in front of you? And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker.
My favorite thing is like I wish that we could contact Greg right now, but he's like off the grid. I know that he would laugh if we called him and told him Nick referred to we were sitting in our normal seats and Nick referred to me as being on his immediate left.
All right, let's talk about prom. That happened. If you guys are not aware of this, if you're a listener and you've been living under a rock for the last 6 months, we had prom last weekend in San Francisco, and it was a fucking blast. Big thank you, big shout out to everyone who came out.
Hell yeah.
Big shout out to people who couldn't afford to come out but still supported us from afar, and to anyone that was like, "This is a stupid idea." Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
No, it was really, really fun. I'm glad everyone came out. We had close to 800 people come,
It was
and
bonkers.
boy,
We had to cap it.
we had to cap that because
Had
I
to
was
stop selling
like,
tickets.
I'm worried that with all the staging and lighting and all that stuff, we're gonna have too many people in this venue. And then I was worried, like as we were sitting there, because we got in the venue early on Saturday, and I was like, the air conditioning's not on here, and I wonder. And then I had the thought as you guys were checking in on the tickets of how many people we had, I was like, how hot is this place gonna get? And oh boy. Like
Hot and her.
As we were doing the introductions, I looked down. I forget who it was, but like there was someone in the front row who had glasses on, and they were fogged over.
Yeah,
it was so humid in the front row that it was just like fogged.
With that many people, I've never been in a situation that's enclosed that isn't burning hot.
No,
That's
even
the
at
thing,
Regency,
they
it was
were
like
they
that.
were pumping the AC.
Yeah.
Like, that shit
Well,
was
we had the doors closed for all the fog and stuff, and then of course, in typical
fire alarm.
everything. Like it's
Immediately.
so fascinating. But I was like, Matt's got it handled. The fire alarm went off right at the very beginning because we hazed the shit at. The goal for prom was to make it look like an 80s movie in there. And every 80s movie you ever watch, they always haze the environment. It has that smoky, thick look to it every single time. If you start watching 80s movies now, you'll see it and be like, why? Why is it so smoky in there? Nobody is smoking a cigarette.
Because or else you would see just the black hole that they're shooting, and you see all the gaff tape everywhere.
You need that light to fizzle and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, that's the great thing about the hazer. You get the strakes, yeah. But unfortunately, we can only use a hazer for approximately 20 minutes because as people open the door to filter in, a puff of fucking Cool Greg smoke puffed out into the hallway and I guess set off the fire alarm. I didn't know this was happening until Drucker came out to me and said, hey, if I die in here, I'll never forgive you. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he pointed and I just saw a flash.
Yeah.
But everything in the venue was flashing anyway because we had the hotness of the lights.
That's how we do.
And I was like, okay, well, I guess the fire alarm's going off. I guess we should check on that.
Well, I love that we got confirmation that everything was safe. It was just the hazer. It wasn't actually a fire. People were going to be okay. It was just slightly annoying that there was loud, you know, please do whatever the fuck
we just turned the music up.
But then Matt Scarpino was like, I know what to do. He just fucking pumps that volume up. He's like, let's fucking go.
But I love it because my dad's a little hard of hearing and he was at the venue. He and my mom attended. And I went up to talk to my brother. I was like, I'm sure you guys have this handled, but is there anything I can do? He's like, no, we got it. The venue apologized. They're shutting it off right now. We just can't haze anymore. I was like, no problem. And my brother was just like annoyed because it set us back a couple minutes and he hates being behind schedule. And at the perfect time, at the height of my brother's like, I just need for this problem to stop. My dad walks up and he's like, hey, did you know there's a fire alarm going on? And my brother and I just looked at each other. We started shaking it. My brother's like, no shit, Lou. Yes, there's a fire alarm. My poor dad he can't hear very well. So and with all this stuff in there, he's just like, just checking. Fuck. And he just went away like pissed off at my bro. But yeah, it was a good event. I don't know. I'm
glad it didn't like throw anything off too badly.
No.
Yeah. Like we were waiting in that sort of like friends and family area. And I was... As soon as it went off, I was like, "Oh fuck, are we gonna have to clear out of here?" And it's gonna ruin the intro.
Well, I had a moment where I was like, "Shit, if we have to clear out, does that mean we have to clear out of the mall?"
I know.
And I'm like,
it would have been a disaster.
That would have been real
bad. I was
bad.
freaking the fuck out. I was in that room and I'm just standing there and I was just like, "This is how it all ends."
The last time I saw you that way was when Cool Greg got kicked off the plane. Like you had the same. You went. I can't fucking believe this shit.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, God damn it, no. But then it got handled, and everything was fine. We were maybe 3 minutes behind at that point. Yeah. So I was like, all right.
The venue immediately realized it was a hazing problem, went downstairs, shut it off, and called the fire department. Was like, don't, that's fine. They interfaced, they did all that stuff. I actually was like, whatever. Because I knew it was hazer. I knew there wasn't a fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're not, if we have to filter out, we'll make a joke about it and
it'll be fine.
Blame Greg for fucking bringing turning the goddamn fog machine on again.
Yeah,
there was a part of me that thought like a shit kid pulled something. And like.
Yeah, but they didn't have any of those like, maybe there was one or two in the venue, but I didn't see any when I walked around. But I mean, I wouldn't, like our people wouldn't have done that.
But it may not have been our people. It may have
someone
been
in the mall.
Yeah.
Or just someone pissed off.
Or someone pissed off that we were making so much goddamn racket down there.
So that was the other thing. Shout out to us. We didn't get one. We didn't get two. We got 3 noise complaints throughout the night. Four, yeah. Matt 4 noise complaints.
Ooh.
Hey, not our bad. We told people what we were doing and when we were doing it.
And to be honest,
we told people we were going to throw a dope-ass party, and we did that shit.
And we fucking did, yeah.
It was one of those weird nights where, like, when we came up with the concept of prom, and I was like, I hope it can be what it ended up being, which was show, but with basically a party with a show in the middle of it. And my hope was that people would actually dance, and it sounds like they did. I have no idea because the whole night's a blur to me. It was me talking to people, hanging out with people, going just to grab a cocktail, smash mouth, and then it was done. And I was like, whoa, that was weird. There was a wedding, and like it just felt like, oh man, like the next day. I felt like someone kicked me in both legs. I was like, my back was like about to go out on me. I'm like, did I sit for 2 days? What happened? I got to the end of the night and my leg cramped up and I realized I hadn't had any water. We were just sweating and grinding and drinking. And I was like, this reminds me of what it was like when I was in my 20s, except I'm not in my 20s anymore and I'm in a lot of pain. But it was so fucking worth it.
Dude, it was the most fun I think I've ever had at any event.
I think it was more fun. Like I loved the show we did last year. I enjoyed myself more this year because I got to go out and actually experience it. Yeah. Last year, it was a totally different vibe because last year was we were behind the scenes. We got to see people but not really interact. This year it was we came out, we did the fun moments, and then throughout the night there were other fun moments peppered into there, but I actually got to walk off stage, cut around and say hello to people and drink with people and like interact with people. And then we did the VIP party afterward. the meeting or the after party, and I was like, I get to actually, like, the music was lower and I could talk to people more, and it was really cool. And one of the things that I fucking loved was that since taking over duties on the morning show, this was the first year I really felt in touch with the community, because people would come up to me and be like, hey, I'm Lexi Gunner, I'm Gifted Dim 63 or whatever. I'm like, oh fuck, like I can put faces to names now because I've talked to you guys so much in the chat. As before, it used to be like, hey, this is so and so. Why don't you know that? I'm like, because I'm on the morning show once every 6 months, and like I'm just not seeing them. Right? They're not talking to me. I don't have a relationship with them. And this was the first time I really felt like I had a relationship with at least the Twitch audience, because they were there and they were like, you know, and then I told all of them, I'm like, you know, we're doing it on Monday, so you'll have to go home and fucking log in because we need those views, dog.
We need them views. We need those views, dog. I mean, this always is the case with Kind of Funny Live, where it's not just the event, it kind of turns into a week of events and community things going on. But I feel like this year was especially good because it's been 4 years now. So a lot of people have been to at least the last 2 live events. So this was many people's third, some people's second, some people's first. But there's these groups of people, I don't even want to call them cliques, but like groups of people that are so welcoming and at all the different community events. So that by the time if you walk into any community event, you just are welcomed immediately, and then got to go to a dope ass party on Saturday, and then continue doing other shit. But at the party, we planned it knowing our audience and understanding that maybe not everyone's gonna want to dance and not want to dress up. So we gave all the outs. But I mean, that wasn't the case.
I was super impressed.
It was so many people dressed up. So many people like wore fun fucking costumes, and the dance floor should have been 3 times as big. Like
it was packed.
There was that was a perfect size. It was a perfect size. I love parties where you're like literally like, I'm not even on the dance floor, I'm still dancing. Like you're hanging off the tip of the dance floor trying to get into that fucking jam. It was fantastic. That and like, I turned the corner at one point, and I swear to God, it was like maybe an hour into the night, and I looked over, and the little photo op thing, the line was like almost to the front door, like or to the entrance to the venue, because people were like, "This is hilarious."
The photo fucking op that we had was so perfect, because when we first set it up, it just didn't look good. And it was just like, oh man, and just in the lobby, it's just this fucking blue tinsel, and the balloons looked weird, and the lighting was bad. But then we got some lighting in there, and the moment that people were wearing costumes in front of it,
looked.
When you see the pictures online, I'm like,
it was legit.
This is stupid. This is we nailed it.
My favorite is that some people like took the time to frame the shot, so it was them with a little bit of blur, with the Kind of Funny prom in the background, like you know, and the lights hit just the point where it was streaking, and I was like, this looks like it's from like 1989. And then other people just took pictures of themselves, so you can see the floor and the fucking pipe and drape and like the wall, and I'm like, that's even better. It's so bad. It's so bad.
But then when you got into the venue, it's like it looked like a set of like She's All That, like a dance scene, and I'm like, this is fucking rad.
That's really fun.
And everyone was just in it. It almost felt like everybody was acting. You know, they're all like, you know what, fuck it. We're all extras in this We're all extras in this fucking prom movie, man. It was dope.
Yeah, I was worried initially that the main worry for me was like, when the main events are done at the beginning, are people just going to leave the dance floor? Is it going to empty out?
Are people going to go in the hallways and just like hang out?
Is it going to be awkward? At one point, Greg was like, yeah, after the first things, I'm going to go in the hallway and play Fortnite. And I was like, oh man, but people are going to go follow you, and then it's going to look empty. Like, oh, it's going to be weird. And that was not the case. And I think like the best thing that the best decision you all made was to like have no chairs in the lobby, because I feel like it would have been a lot of hanging out in the lobby.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, fuck, the dance floor was packed the whole night.
We were flirting with the idea of putting some tables in the venue until we saw there was gonna be 800 people there, and I was like, nope. That's not gonna fit.
You don't have room, That's
not gonna fit at all. And then people are gonna be vying for like the one table spot. I was like, screw it, you guys are on your own.
It straight up felt like a movie where the talent portion ended, and I'd gotten off the stage, and everybody, we did our introductions, and we were all stage left, right? And so I knew I had to get to the other side because you were about to do your stand-up thing, and I had to tune my guitar. And after all the talent stuff ended, and you and Cool Greg killed the raps, and fucking the marriage thing happened or whatever, which is crazy. Yeah.
By the way, that shot of them from the stage looking out,
it's so good.
Who is Kurakuma?
He's been around. He's been around since like the second one.
Because for a second I thought that's what fucking Snowbike Mike calls the Puma head.
No, the movement.
He's got a great eye, and he took that picture with everyone with their flashlights.
Great,
I'm like, dude, this is better than anything I took at my wedding.
We have footage of Steadicam shots of the couple dancing, of them just going around them as they dance with everyone holding the lights up. It looks fucking
and the tinsel
beautiful.
Background. That was like
let's actually go through Prom. Not everybody knows.
So let's dial it back. Happened. Obviously, everyone started arriving around Thursday. Does that sound accurate?
People started
Thursday,
coming
Friday?
in on Wednesday.
There was community events. Starting Thursday, right?
Yeah. So the first thing, Cool Greg went out on Wednesday night. I was just like looking at the hashtag.
Cool Greg
I was like, Cool Greg's just like hanging with everyone.
Say, probably more fun than anything we did that weekend.
Yeah.
Cool Greg was at every single community event. Is that right, Greg?
Probably like 90% of them.
Yeah.
And he then made more before and after. Yesterday, which was Monday night, he was still doing community events.
Why not?
It's so crazy.
People went to Friday. They went to the baseball game, right?
That was Thursday.
That was Thursday. Went to the baseball game.
This is the first year in the 4 years that we've done it that they've actually been in town.
Then there's the poor soul who works at the Academy of Sciences.
Yes.
Who was like, I get like 30 or 40 people in, and 100.
So what happened?
People showed up.
What was this?
This was totally bad on my part, and I feel really bad.
It's fine.
He was like, funny. "Oh yeah, like for the whoever can get into the 8:30, so you can buy tickets to go to the Academy of Sciences." That was really fine.
It's like an evening
a ton of
event
people
there,
came,
right?
And it was super crazy because
you drink at a museum.
Yeah, it's hard to know how many people are there when everybody's just like wandering around. And then he was like, "Yeah, if people go to the 8:30 showing, I'll do like a special show after
in the planetarium."
In the planetarium, my brain totally thinking, he was like, yeah, we'll take everybody that's not kind of funny out and then we'll do a special show. My brain thinking, oh, we'll kick out everybody that's not kind of funny, bring in anybody that couldn't get into that show. That was not the case. He just meant for the people that were at the show. So then there was like this huge line of people waiting to get in for a thing that wasn't going to be open up to everybody. So that was 1,000% my bad. Like I just heard one thing and assumed another, and we didn't clarify.
Well, it's fixed it though, right?
It's the only thing you had to deal with, Joey. I don't know why you messed it up.
Yeah, I mean,
it was the only thing on your plate.
It's hard to get good.
One of like 45 things.
But everyone was hanging out at the Academy of Science and having a good time.
And it's really cool. I had never been to one before.
Stunning. It's beautiful. You're talking about the one across from the DeYoung, right?
Yeah. So I'd been to the Academy of Sciences, but I'd never done the night thing.
Yeah.
And it's just really cool. They have like a bunch of different bars set up and they have different drinks. So it kind of encourages you to like wander around and stuff like that. And all the different exhibits are open. It was really cool. And it was the thing that we always struggle with community events is we need a space big enough to house at least usually 100 people by the time we get to Thursday and Friday.
Right.
And places in San Francisco just aren't that big usually.
Or if they are that big, it's a considerable
pain
in the ass to deal with. Right?
It's either you have to rent it out or there's a huge cover or something like that. And so this was like a really cool thing. So shout out to Skizip for giving us this idea.
Yeah, Jamie.
Appreciate you. So that was Thursday night. Friday, there's the baseball game, right?
Thursday ended at Underdogs.
Well, Thursday ended at Underdogs. Thursday ended at Emporium.
Yeah,
people were
kind of
everywhere.
Split into a bunch of different things. I ended up going to Underdogs for a bit, hanging out with people.
That's fun. Yeah. I haven't been to Underdogs forever.
Yeah.
Mostly because I never want to go back there. We ate there so many fucking times.
It's been long enough. That was the thing. We were there, and I was like, these people, I was talking to G, I'm like, they don't know that the original studio is like 5 blocks away.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, it was like very, very close.
It's weird because I made it a point to, last year I made the mistake of going out a lot before the event. And then I was very tired at the event because I was staying up out late and waking up early, and we had to get there early for call times. So this year I was like, all right, the pre-events I'm not going to do, aside from we did Shit Arcade Friday night. But I was like, this I'm going to be good, and I'm going to make sure I'm getting enough sleep. That way I'm not super exhausted by the time the prom actually happens. Because like last year, when Kind of Funny Live happened, I was already very, very tired.
Yeah.
So this year I was like, no, let me make a conscious effort to not do that. And looking back, I should have done that because I'm still fucking tired. Like, I was still.
Well, I think like for me and Tim, I did the morning show. I think Tim, you were still working on. Oh no, you had finished Assets, but you were just like doing knickknacks and stuff Friday morning. I went over to the venue at noon and to supervise the load-in from noon to 4. We got every single thing in there and set up by 4, and then we came back the next day at 2 to cherry everything out, make sure everything was focused and set, and do a tech rehearsal and a stumble through, which is just basically going through the 45 minutes of the show. But it was nice because in prior years when we had a 3-hour show to rehearse, we'd have to load in all day Friday, all the way till like 9 o'clock at night, and then I was so tired I didn't get a chance to go to any of the community stuff either. And I'll be honest with you, at 5 or 6 o'clock. we broke, went over to grab dinner, and then Shit Arcade was supposed to start. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go to Shit Arcade. Didn't realize it started at 10:30. I was like, I am not gonna fucking make this event. And I tried. I'm ashamed to say, I tried so hard to bitch out on this. I text all three of you and Greg. I was like, you guys good for this? Hoping one of you would go, if you're tired, you don't have to come. And I hope that person was Greg. And I said, Greg, you good? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, because I might stay home. And he's like, in all caps, he goes, motherfucker, this was your idea. Yeah. You wanted to do this. I'm excited about it. Get your fucking ass there and have a drink with me. And I was like, because my wife, Danielle, was like, you just got to relax. You just like take a nap. You got all day tomorrow. And then Greg sent me that text and I was like, I got to go. I got to go have fun.
Rally,
so
man.
how was Shit Arcade?
Oh, it was a
that's right.
It was chaos and a blast and everything that it should be. It was just an hour of us. I played Home Alone 2. It was terrible.
Way farther than anybody
way farther than anyone
ever
has ever gotten to that game.
I think Jugger said you got farther than Greg did.
I did.
Yeah.
100 people, maybe a few more because we had some extra seats they put out for people. The one thing I'm disappointed about with that was I love the venue. It's cool, but I think more people would have come to that. And I think that
100%.
show with more people, because it's total crowd participation. You're throwing games in the crowd. They're shouting shit out at you. I think we could have done, if we ever did that again, I would try to find a venue that's a little bit bigger. Although this piano fight was great and they were awesome to work with.
I killed it at Pong. I fucking tore the house down, dude. I think the highlight of the night was Britney Spears' Dance Off or whatever it's called.
Britney's dance beat, dude.
On Game Boy Advance, and Nick killed it.
I just
but it was great just hearing that MIDI music, and all of us it became karaoke. We were all just singing along to it. It was a blast.
Maybe I was playing. I didn't see a difficulty level, but that game is not hard. It's not hard. It's very repetitive.
It's
and all
just
you have
one
to do
button.
is hit A over and over again.
Yeah. Well, Game Boy Advance only had 2 buttons.
I don't know. I think you're giving it too many letter A's.
Actually, it was hard because it wasn't that many A's. If I could have just done it with the melody, it would have been fine. But that was fun, and shout out to Mike Drucker. Everyone sent him some sweet nasty love for coming all the way out from New York. This was his off week. He was not working this week on his show, so he came out to do that, and we had a blast. And
shout out to Alfredo for jumping in on that too.
Shout out to Alfredo. Shout out to all the RT people for coming out. Wes was there, Barbara was there, Trevor was there, John was there, and I forget Wes's girlfriend's name. Alyssa, she was there as well, and Alyssa. It's funny to see the people that aren't necessarily familiar with us because they were like, what is this? Wes obviously knows who we are, but Alyssa was like, I don't know what I'm watching, and this is strange, and this is intriguing. But that was super fun, and that was a fun event. And then it was cool because we saw a lot of those people obviously the next day at the VIP thing, and then the next day at the next VIP thing. So then the next day we come in, 2 o'clock, some small tech issues. I'm not gonna say what they were, but they were solved by a MacBook Pro, not a PC. Just throwing that out there.
I'm not even going to get real about this.
I want to know so bad.
I was so mad about all of it. And I was like, this is such fucking garbage. But
you were mad because the second it happened and the second the MacBook solved it, you knew I was never going to let that go.
Was it like a formatting issue or what?
No.
Any other computer would have solved it. There's just something wrong with Tim's computer.
It was just...
What happened was we realized... tech-wise, as we were trying to scale the show back, we were like, we need a video solution for playback, and that's going to be a PC. But it makes it a lot easier when you have a secondary monitor, because then you can put like spoilers behind the curtain a little bit. All the shows that we've ever done are run off of like VLC. It's just a playlist that goes out via HDMI to whatever each either going to be a projection or a giant LED wall, which it has been in prior years. But it's all basically an HDMI out to something. What happened here was we had HDMI out. We needed to split that into the second monitor, and in doing so, we couldn't get the sound to come out of the aux port.
So I make the videos and all the assets for it. So for our entrances, right? It's like video with audio. But what happens is there's a playlist that goes through that the operator will just go like next, click on it. But then we need a second display for the actual video itself.
Yeah.
So
that you're not seeing the VLC player come up and hit next.
And you see like the name of the track and all that stuff. So there's that, but then also we had to make sure the audio would go because half of this event was the DJ and half of the event was projector screen stuff. And most of the show that we did was all the projector screen. So it was like, we couldn't rehearse without figuring out that issue. And I guess a Mac did work.
And we needed to figure out immediately. And it was one of those things where like there was some dude running around being like, oh yeah, this is a known issue with HDMI splitters. And it's like, no, it isn't. We use HDMI splitters every single day. And the audio comes out of that TV perfectly.
Because we go through HDMI or because we go through aux ports?
No.
Well, whatever it was.
Yeah. We go through HDMI.
power
No
of the
PC
MacBook.
could solve it. And luckily, someone had a MacBook Pro. And it was literally the one time I didn't bring. I was like, I'm not bringing my backpack because I don't think I'm gonna need my MacBook. We have tons of resources here. We solved the problem either way. The venue was really cool, but they had a MacBook Pro that ended up working out. And all kidding aside, it was awesome. We figured it out. But it was getting down to the wire where I was like, we do have to start rehearsing the show.
Yeah.
And Matt was like, we got to find a solution for this, or we need a different solution. I was like, there is no other solution. We have to put like the show is all video rolling, but we figured that out. Went into rehearsals. And I want to give a quick shout out to all the rehearsals. When you rehearse a show like this, you can do it. You do a tech rehearsal, or you do what's called a stumble through, which is basically a tech rehearsal when you're just going up there and going like, I'm gonna walk on stage. I'm Andy. I'm gonna play the guitar, make sure it works. We'll hear the sound. We'll set levels. He walks off. You're not rehearsing the entire thing.
Yeah.
So for an hour-long show, you can get through a rehearsal in
30 minutes.
Well, a little bit longer because you're stopping and starting, but it takes a little bit of time. But it's a really cool way of just for what we do, especially since there's no like we're not rehearsing like lines or singing or anything like that. We're mostly just doing what we already know how to do. Like I didn't have to rehearse my set. I walked up there. I was like, I'm gonna do comedy now, and I get to walk off. So that takes 5 seconds. But I want to give a couple shout outs. One to Andy, who I think we did the talent show. And during the rehearsal, I was like, this is going to fucking kill.
Yeah.
And I thought, I was like, this is going to be the best moment of the night until Cool Greg came up. And then I was like, I did not know this was happening. You had told me that maybe Cool Greg wanted to grace the stage with his presence. Maybe he was just going to go out tonight. Nobody knows. But when he started rapping during the rehearsal, I actually got chills. I was like, I stopped what I was doing and started watching it. And everyone in the venue did too. And I was like, damn. Like,
I didn't know it was going to happen until I see off stage. I'm on stage with my guitar, like waiting to do stuff. And I see him and Cool Greg rapping, Tim and Cool Greg rapping. And I was like, oh my God, is Cool Greg going to go up on stage?
Yeah, dude, he fucking did it.
Fucking
It was
awesome.
like a week before. And I was like, this show is missing a Cool Greg moment.
Yeah.
Like, we need something. I was like, bro, you got to get up there. You got to fucking
I
rap.
love it. I
Gotta
love
give the
it. I
people
want
what
to
they
encourage him to do that so much more
Me
because I
too.
feel like it's like a person that had just came home. You know, like looking him on stage, I was like, he belongs
fucking
there.
has it.
He needs to be flowing. Was that a song he wrote? Did he write those lyrics?
Yeah, of course.
That was
yeah,
fantastic.
he wrote that shit like in 2010.
I like that immediately as soon as we start talking about Cool Greg, he walks
he
out.
walks
He's like, no, not about
See,
it.
I've talked to Cool Greg before about performing and stuff like that, and I know that he has an interest in it, and I think that he found his voice, which I think should be just doing all the songs he wrote 10 years ago as sort of a nostalgia thing. Like, you guys are so good at that, of like rapping about the 90s
Dumb
and
bullshit.
shit.
No,
Yeah, why not?
It's awesome though. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And like I've been working with him over the week, like trying to, because he was not gonna do it.
Yeah.
At all. But then we got it to a point where like just changing the beat up and like just working on things. And like when I showed him the video, because I used a video of like old like graffiti videos that he had from back in the day, and he saw it and he was like, all right, I guess I have to do this. He's like, I still want it out. If I do rehearsal and I don't feel good about it, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, okay, sure. We'll see how this goes.
Well, I mean, I totally get it.
Totally.
It's if you're not used to live performance, if you're not used to being on stage or doing what we're doing, it's a very daunting thing. Especially if you are like, it's one thing to go up on stage and be like, hey everyone, I'm so and so, here's what we're doing. I'm kind of presenting something to you. That's nerve-wracking to begin with. But if it also involves hearing music and timing and audience feedback and like rapping and all these other elements to it, it could be like, it's hard.
Yeah, and it's
hard.
especially when it's a show that, God, I love it so much.
Like, I'll be honest, I forgot some lyrics and I just filled it in with Greg is not the champ when I went
good.
up.
It was good.
I was like, I can't
loved
remember these
that. That was
songs.
my
I'm just going to
favorite-
fuck with Greg.
That was my favorite thing. But I love that for like, this is always true for Company
not
Live,
the
but I
champ.
feel like this year in particular, like when you watch the moment to moment of what happened, good Lord, how do we go from stand-up comedy to like shitty rap music to good rap music to a wedding? Like just like back to back to back so fucking quickly.
I love, I was watching Andy's performance as he comes up there, and Andy does this thing that is so fucking like alt rock. Is when he's playing, he's like looking down, he kind of looks up a little bit, looks down, then he put his foot on the monitor in front of him.
Hell yeah.
The monitor
dude.
in front of him.
Yeah, you did.
Put it on there like, I don't need to hear all of
I didn't
myself.
need the monitor to
I'm
hear
enough.
myself. I needed to put my fucking leg up
Hell
there.
yeah,
You
man.
need a
power
spot
stance
for your
that shit.
fucking power stance.
I had to
and it was
power stance it.
amazing.
We always say that you're way too talented for
You
us.
are. I
That's
fucking hate
1,000% true.
When we saw you doing rehearsal, I'm like, fuck, he is so cool.
And I was like, oh,
Dude,
that's
it
pretty
just
great.
sounded so fucking good. Like, and the great thing about these old 80s songs is that they are mixed really badly to where like they don't like the guitars are so back in the mix, so like it just sounded like my
It's nice to bring it
guitar
out front.
was filling in.
It wasn't muddy. And
Yeah,
shitty.
it sounded fucking awesome. They did a great job of mixing the sounds and shit.
That'll get back to rehearsals for a second.
Yeah.
So I do want to give a special shout out to one of my favorite human beings on this planet, Mr. Fred Mirabella. Now, I want to know, I'm not talking shit about Fred. This is not his fault, but somehow this is so Fran. Everything we rehearsed took 5 minutes. Fran's segment, which was one song that he came to play, took like 45 minutes to figure out.
Something was
And
off with
it wasn't Fran's fault.
Weird,
but it just happened. That's just Fran. That is
I
just
love Fran. I love Fran to death.
He sounded great.
I
He's a
knew
great
it was
player.
going to be an issue no matter what because I know Fran. I know how he does things. That story is all true. What is also true is he is the only person that I had to edit the video for. And I had to edit it for him 5 times. So what we ended up using that day was draft 5.
Love it.
But it ended up fucking working.
Oh,
so
God, it was a
well.
beautiful moment.
God, I
and
love
Fran,
him.
and big thanks to Fran, all of our
Of
friends
course, dude.
that came.
Yeah.
Yusuf, a huge thanks to Yusuf Begid, who's like, we were like, could you be at rehearsal at 2? And he was like, yeah. And we didn't rehearse him till 5. And he just sat over in the corner, hanging out, having a great time, watching the whole thing.
Yeah,
and
he's
then
the
got up,
homie.
literally got up on stage at the rehearsal. And the women at the venue, I'm talking to them, and they looked over at him. They're like, damn, he can move. Because he was doing like the rehearsal of like all the moves and shit, like
Yeah.
the songs.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I know, I live with him, whatever. He's my friend. And then during the event,
my friend.
I was there hanging out with my wife. And she knows Yusuf very well. She knows Becky. And I was, again, same conversation. Mid sentence, she's like, hold on, what? He can move. Jesus. And I was like, I know, babe, I know. Okay. And he's like 6'9". So
It worked
what are
out
you
so
gonna do?
Another thing that like again, my mind is always so pessimistic, and I'm just like, when I heard that Yusuf is going to lead a dance off or like teach the crowd how to dance, I was like, that sounds like a bad idea. Our crowd isn't going to want to do that. Are you like I don't see our kind of funny fans wanting to join in that, and it was the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah.
I looked at the video footage yesterday.
It is so
unreal.
awesome.
Well, you know what else I think was very fortunate was that aside from the people who are fans of the product that we put out, we had a lot of our friends come as well, and I think they helped the energy because all of my friends like have zero shame. You know, like my wife came with some of her friends and they had a couple cocktails and they were dancers and they were like zero shame about this. Who gives a fuck? Get out
I
there.
think
Well,
we
it's
were
cool.
50-50 this year.
There was a lot of friends and family, but there was also a lot of like girlfriends or boyfriends that aren't necessarily into kind of funny that were like, you know what, I'm gonna give this prom thing a shot. Like Tom Bach's wife came.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she never went to
Dressed
another one before.
awesomely, if
She
I'm not
looks so
mistaken,
good.
like Madonna.
She looks
And
like
it's
Laura
fucking
Dern,
fantastic.
doesn't she?
She does look a little like
Right?
Laura Dern.
Yeah, but
She's
that was so much fun. And I love that we designed the whole thing to like we had like the friends and family room we had was essentially our backstage because there was no backstage for this. So that was mainly for us to get prepped to
Right.
go out. But I just love that like all the Rooster Teeth people and like a lot of our IGN friends, whatever, they weren't in the room all
Yeah,
night.
James and Elise were out there dancing.
Everyone's out there
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
dancing. They like literally
bless
use
them.
the room as like a like. I'm gonna
Go
catch
back,
breath
get a
for
cocktail,
second,
get a little
and
air,
then fucking
go
get
back
out
out,
there.
yeah.
Like it was a party with everyone just hanging out. It
Yeah,
was
as
awesome.
DJ Swang was out there, he went up before Alana did, and James and Lisa were like, let's go fucking dance, and we got like there was somebody had just left the center of like a dance circle. She was like, let's fucking go in there. So we got in there, and everybody was pumped up. Like it was
Yeah.
like such a cool, awesome moment to see everybody so happy around us.
so bummed.
I remember leaving us after the talent portion or whatever. I was like, I don't know where my girlfriend is. I can't fucking find her. Like, it's so packed in here. So I'm walking towards where I had last seen her, where we had just exited off the stages for our intros. And as I'm getting there, conga line's forming. Like, Andy, get in the fucking line. So Gia takes me in the conga line, and then we're doing the conga near the bar, and then two people are like, Andy, hey, here's a drink, dude. And I was like, fuck, what's going on? This is rad. Like, so I'm just like drinking
love
fucking
it. I
tequila and
fucking
shit.
love
It
it.
was such a
I've
blast.
never seen such a big conga line.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying,
It was
dude.
so
Like,
good.
I
Fun
didn't-
itself
I
so
saw the
nice.
beginning of the conga line. Like here, my thing is my biggest regret is I didn't get to dance. I couldn't get
Oh.
anywhere close to the dance floor.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Well, that was the problem. You had to
having
push in. Like if
Well,
you got into the circle, then,
yeah.
you,
Then it was
you were
super
stuck
fun.
But every
dancing.
time I came in, obviously there was always someone new to say what's up to, or I had to deal with like a venue thing, or like there was just stuff like because I feel like you and me were partying, but then also had to bounce back out and make sure shit was happening. Like we knew that the special guest was coming at moments. I had to deal with the waste disposal guy. There were people that were, like green room issues, things like that. So like I was like half in, half out, but I didn't even get a chance to dance with my wife. Which is
See, I
unfortunate.
had the opposite problem of you I missed all of the like performance stuff. Like I didn't see the wedding, I didn't see Fran, I didn't see you guys rap. Because I was doing all of that during that.
Yeah.
And then after that was done, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna be on the dance floor.
We're having fun.
Yeah.
The conga line was like when you're like 8 minutes into a game of Snake, and it's just like
Yep.
it's finding any way to like fit in. Like that's what it was. Like all
That's
of
how all
the
conga lines
lines
are,
are
baby.
just like fucking.
Should have
not-
taken that
yeah.
shit out to the van store downstairs. That would have been fantastic.
Dude, that night, I don't think I've ever experienced something. A lot of people say that their wedding goes by so quickly that they're like, it felt like 5 minutes. I've never experienced that besides Kind of Funny Prom.
Yeah.
The entire night felt literally like 15 minutes.
Well, there's same here, except for the 2 days going prior, which felt like they were 15 days packed in.
Yeah.
Like load in always goes so fucking slowly, and then there's no chairs, and then you realize you've been standing for like 4 hours straight, and then you got to rehearse and that all that stuff. And you know, shout out to my brother and his team for making that as painless as possible. But I want to dial it back to the beginning of the show because I think something very special for me happened there, right? We're all hanging out in the green room. Hannah came in. Hannah, who works with my brother, came in and was like, hey, we're going to need you guys lined up at 7:45 for an 8 o'clock go for the intros. I was like, great, cool. It was like 7:30. A little time passes. Everyone's getting ready. We're all getting our game faces on. Hannah brings us back over and we get the lineup, right? And it's that like wedding style, like, who am I behind? Okay, I'm after Andy and whatever. Figure it out, right? And I forgot who was hosting this. And then I look over and I lock eyes with Snowbike Mike, and he mouths, yeah, boy. And I'm like, oh shit.
And he gives
it's
us a
8 o'clock
speech.
and he goes out, and I don't like, it reminded me of the times that I would have like very early on in my career where I'd actually have to go on camera next to Greg.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I was intimidated because he was such a natural at it. And I just saw Snowbike Mike up there. I was like, this guy is like, I know he puts the work in too because he streams all the time and he's just, he works on it, obviously. But he gets up there and just crushes it. And I'm like, dude, this is like, he belongs on stage.
so
like, this guy
natural.
belongs there. It
Yeah.
was so good. So just a big shout out to Snowbike
Dude,
Mike
for sure, man.
just
And-
hanging out with us during rehearsal and giving us all his time.
So that's the thing with Prom, that like when we decided we're doing it and then we're trying to figure out, is it going to be a show? Is it going to be just a party? Like, what's the mix going to be?
Yeah.
Like we all talked so much. And like for me, my whole philosophy on it was I was like, I want it to feel like the dopest meet and greet of all time where everyone is just hanging out, having fun. But I was like, we got to bring the hype. We got to bring the fucking moments, right? And I was like, I want it as much as possible. I want the community to be involved. So that's why when we were talking about like hosting and stuff, it's like me and Joey were like, there's only one person for this job.
Yeah.
We've
There
had
could be
Troy
only one.
Baker.
Yeah.
We've had Bernie Burns.
Yeah.
We've had Xavier Woods. Now it's
Who else
time
is in that category?
for Snow Bike
There it is.
Mike, and he fucking deserves it. And I called that kid, and I've never heard someone more fucking excited. And he's like, "I'm not gonna let you down, Tim. We're gonna fucking do this." And then when we were in that back area, and he just starts giving us this like fucking speech, and he's just like, "We're doing it for the
Yeah.
best friends, guys. We're going out there."
You guys built this community. This is all about positivity. I want
wow, that's
everybody to get
fucking
in
right.
here.
That was
Kind of
great.
funny on 3. Like it was like
It was
It was like
so
we're about
awesome.
to win the Little League championship.
It was so good. It was so good.
So Snowbike Mike goes out, he does the intro, and he fucking killed it. And then he introduces us one by one. We had Jared Petty and his wife Angie go up. They came out. They were dressed as she was dressed as Jem.
Yeah,
from
which
Jem
is
and
amazing.
And he was
Which is
dressed as Doc
amazing.
Brown from Back to the Future.
And they came out to the Back to the Future theme song, which was fucking dope.
Yeah.
Then we had Cool Greg coming out to Mac Dre's "Feeling Myself,"
Which was my
And
favorite
so
song
good.
entrance.
You could tell anyone
Which
that
got
was
smile
from the Bay Area.
Which
in
got
there
smile
was
from
just
Yusef, by the way.
Yeah.
He was like,
yeah, dude.
my God.
Yusef's like, let's
'cause
go.
He's from the area.
And then after that, we had Joey come out. Yeah, you came out to
Xenon Girl of the 21st
fucking
Century.
Supernova Girl from Xenon, dude.
I got stopped so many times after that. I was like, was that the song from Xenon? I was like,
Fuck
yeah.
yeah, it was, dude. And then we had Kevin come out with Paula. They came out to "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, obviously.
Natch.
Then we had Andy and fucking Robin come out to "Bitty
Bitty
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 Bum
Bum
Bum," and your little fucking dance
Do the
is
dance,
so
do the
good.
dance for the fine
Yeah,
people
show
at
the
home
people
right
the
now,
dance,
Andy.
Andy.
Oh, I was
Do
tying
the
my shoes
dance,
on.
Andy.
You just got it's the cumbia.
gotta-
It's just
you
a
gotta
very
go forward and then
it's a
back.
very simple like step to the left, step to the but you have to like you have to move your hips and it's just but like so you can't see my feet right now, but I'm doing
No,
like
but
the
we can
cross
feel
behind.
it. We can feel you.
That's
so
and then,
good.
Yeah, and then like Selena always does the spin,
You know.
signature
You know.
move.
It always blows me away how many fucking Selena fans there are.
Yeah,
Like,
dude.
there's just every time that song plays, there's at least 10 people everywhere go,
Who lose their fucking
Yes!
shit.
Yeah.
Well, it is
The
so
song
good.
started off with a grito that I had to record, and I'm so glad you asked me because I thought about it like I thought about telling you, should we open it up with me doing a grito? I was like, I don't know, like, and then Tim texted me later on
like,
the way
yo,
home to work.
Record a Greedo, send it to me now. He's like,
I was like, fuck yeah, okay, great.
It's so good.
So I was at home, and then I was like talking to Barrett and Alyssa. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go record something for Tim. So I closed the door and like turn on fucking Premiere
Tools.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
No, I just had Premiere up with my little. You just hit the microphone and it records. And then super loud, like in our fucking house that has like the most insane reverb.
Yeah.
it's all high ceilings and hardwood floors.
And they were like, "Oh my god, is that what you're recording?" And I had to do like 6 different takes, you know. 'cause
Yeah.
the-
Well, I saw them after that, and they were like,
Perfect.
"Andy was doing this thing for something," and I was
First
like,
off,
"Oh yeah."
At this point, if you're one of our friends, you should just know. You should know this is what you're in for with
Yeah.
us.
well, dude, so my upstairs neighbors, like, God bless their hearts. The shit that they need to hear when I'm prepping a Kind of Funny live show,
Yeah.
like, she texted me. She was like, how many times are you going to listen to Blue by Eiffel 65? She's like, I'm not hating on it, but like,
What
what
is
is
the
it?
deal?
What are you
and then
doing?
I was like, you're invited to prom.
Did they come out?
They ended up not. They weren't able to. But yeah, it's just like, good lord, such fucking disaster.
So wait, after Andy.
So after Andy, it was
it was
Nick
me.
Yeah.
who came out to Footloose,
Love it.
dressed as
looking
Kevin Bacon.
exactly like Footloose.
Doing my
God,
best.
it was good.
Doing my best, Ren McCormick. And then shout out to my wife who, when I got home that night at 2 o'clock in the morning, had 2 pieces of pizza waiting for me. And we watched Footloose.
Fuck yes.
Which
dude.
at least an hour of it before I passed out.
Yeah.
And watched the rest of it the next day. It was great.
amazing.
God, that was awesome. And
Yeah.
then Greg and Jen came out to the 90s Spider-Man theme. Greg was wearing a Spider-Man suit. Jen had a sign. I don't remember what it said though.
Kindoffunny.com/Nick sucks.
That's
yeah,
right,
that's
that's
what
right,
it
that's
said.
right, that's right.
That's
I
what
don't
it
think
said.
that's what it
Did
said.
you see it? Did you see them do this?
No.
They came out, did some Spider-Man thwip shit. Greg goes down, Jen goes high with this fucking thing, and it just says kindoffunny.com/Nick sucks.
That's just the worst. That is the worst. You know Mario? Did you see his tweet today? He was like, YouTube sent him a notification saying, "Congratulations, your average view time grew like 64% in the last 2 weeks or some shit like that." He was like, "I hate you guys, but you guys are awesome." That's great.
Yeah. And then Gia and I came out to Blue by Eiffel 65.
Yeah.
And we both crowd surfed, which was my favorite thing in the world.
So shout out to Gia
incredible.
for planning ahead and wearing those bike shorts.
Oh,
Yeah.
she wasn't good.
Because-
I was like, she didn't own them. We had to, that was day of Saturday. We went to Stonestown to get her some little fucking shorts.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that dress is going up
That
instantly.
thing's going.
Yeah.
You're going to be in your panties. Like,
Yeah.
that's just what's going to happen.
But it's Gia, so she was also kind of like, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
I mean, shout out to her.
Made
for
out
that.
while crowd
What
surfing.
could have been.
Yeah.
And then we made out while crowd surfing, which was the original plan.
Yeah.
But I was like, and she got really like kind of nervous about crowd surfing. Like, I'm like, if they can carry me, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
She's half of you.
Yes, literally. And so she was just like, yeah, but like, I don't know. And so I was like, you know what? Let's scrap the makeout. Like, I don't think it's going to work. I don't know how we can direct it. But when we were up there, I was like, oh, this is happening.
Yeah.
So the footage of that looks
I'll never forget
unreal.
because
Oh
there
my
was
gosh.
a few people in the front row that had her and a few people that had you, and they were like light as a feather, stiff as a board. The people that had you, stress it,
Dude.
and you came down and Dick hit some guy in the back of the head, and that guy was like,
Mike Towndrow,
I'm
the
cheating.
I
Pikachu.
broke his
Yeah.
glasses, his Pikachu glasses. But the problem was, we should have switched sides we were on because Gia went out with all the biggest fucking dudes we got in the community.
Yeah.
I went in the wrong area with the tiniest little people. And I was like, oh
It's
no.
even funnier.
Like, there's footage I see and you see me go out and there's this girl just like, so
Put
good.
your arms up.
Hasn't
yeah,
been heard.
no, man.
Hasn't been heard from since. I
Yeah,
heard.
no, damn
yeah.
shit. No, so that was fucking awesome. And then we did the intro to the show. We decided we were going to do a talent show in the spirit of prom in high school.
High school.
Yeah.
And we started it off with Nick doing some stand up that I
That's
didn't
fun.
get to see the set. What was it? Is it?
It's
you're
more
like-
of my. I just did 5 minutes of my normal stuff. It was super fun. I feel like it's not. It was a rowdy environment because I'm normally used to silence in between my jokes, and I in between both my jokes, people were just fucking partying. They were just like the left and the back was drunk as fuck already, and I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. And there was like I think the first like 10 rows were really into it, and everyone else behind them was just like I could just see like we're in the party mode right now, man.
Well, that
We're
was
in
the
auto
other,
zone.
that was the cool thing, or not, it was cool, but it was also just different from the other shows you've done. Like every other Kind of Funny live event, it's just there's a stage and there's a group of people in front. Maybe there's balcony stuff. This venue is like a giant square.
Yeah.
So it was super wide. So people went back really far, but there was also enough space that it was like super spread out. And the room that we're in is so well soundproofed that like everything didn't have any echo at all.
Yeah, it went out and died.
It was just like sound. And so it was just like, even though there was almost 1,000 people cheering, it didn't sound like it.
Right.
And it was just like, this is weird.
The cool thing was, I think in the back room you could still hear the show, which was nice.
Yeah.
You can actually watch, and that was cool. But so I did that, and then I introduced Andy, who came up. I'm calling you the Shredder from now on. Laser
You
the
call me
Shredder.
The laser shredder.
Laser Shredder. How do you feel about that?
Okay, I'm in.
Nickname also office supply.
My wife loves you, by the way. She was like, anytime Andy does anything, he's so fun to watch.
He's just better
She
than
calls you
us.
like a rock star. She's like, he's a rock star.
You are a fucking rock star. So Andy
Yeah.
did an 80s guitar medley that started with
Never Gonna Give You Up, and then it went into Take On Me, and then it went into Michael Jackson's Beat It, and then ended it with Come On Feel the Noise from Quiet Riot.
That was great. Although
And
someone
it
told me it
was-
was like the Christmas version of it or something like that.
no.
Someone
No.
was saying it was a different version of the song.
So Thomas Greedy Ears walked up to me and was like, "Thank you for playing. Oh my God, you played the UK version. You didn't play the Quiet Riot version." And I was like, and I was kind of drunk, and I figured he kind of was too. So I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah." But
Sure,
I
dude.
think the video package you got was not the Quiet Riot video. It was the other version of it or whatever.
Interesting, maybe.
But
But
so
the
maybe
song was the real song, though.
Oh,
The
it's
video is fucking weird. So
it's
that
the
makes
Quiet
sense.
Riot video. I mean, it's a Quiet Riot song for sure, but it was not. The video playing was not Quiet Riot, I don't think. So I think that's why he thought maybe I was playing
A
the
different
version he's
version?
used to or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I was like, I'm gonna play Quiet Riot. It's from Vice City, like GTA
Naturally.
Vice City. Like I just remember driving down that fucking Oceanside listening to Quiet Riot
yeah, man.
in GTA Vice City. And that was like I wanted that to feel like a party of like I just want people screaming
Feeling
and
the noise.
and singing along and yeah,
That's great.
I-
Well, that was the other thing is like this show was designed around us understanding the audience, and it was like we want to get people singing along, we want to get people dancing. It's like we need to get the show out of the way so that we can get to the party stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like you doing this, like you were telling me, like I don't know if people are gonna be singing along. I'm like they're gonna be fucking singing.
Yeah.
And they sang the entire time.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
They even sang to the fucking the main sort of medley in
Take On Me.
Take On Me. Like they're going dun 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 dun. It
I
was
was.
like fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
I love that song.
It was so
So
awesome.
good.
So great.
You did that, but I think, by the way, whoever's idea it was to put the Michael Jackson song in there, Beat It,
Yeah, it was awesome.
is amazing.
It-
That was amazing. Especially because you were like,
It just sounded so good.
And
Like
also,
the amp
I love
sounded-
it
That
that
was
the
so
mix
fun.
you did, where like Take On Me kind of went out, and
And it
you had to go
slows
down,
down.
and it slowed down, and then Beat It starts, and you just hear that wow,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And then you just fucking kill it.
It sounded so fucking good. I think I was watching Queso Bros, Jared's Periscope. He periscoped a lot of it, and just hearing it on there, I was like, man, the guitar sounds so mixed, like perfectly on top of
Yeah.
the song.
Yeah, the
It was-
audio team
it was
actually
awesome.
killed it this year, man.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Audio usually fucking sucks.
Well,
in
that's
my
yeah, we
existence.
brought in our own person this year, and
dude,
it's not a venue audio person. Never hire the venue audio person. Bring in your own audio person, because
Yeah.
the venue audio person has worked way too many jobs and is just brain dead at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy did a good job.
So
I forget
after
his
that,
name.
we did some Internet Explorers bullshit. We did Talk Shit Gets Shot again.
Yeah.
I loved the tweet that was like, I think I've seen Talk Shit Get Shot can perform more than any other song ever.
I love it. I love it.
It's a classic.
It's classic, dude. 40 seconds of fucking hot fucking fire.
It's tasty.
But I wanted you to end the set with, can I get a PlayStation Vito? The real fucking champ is Nick Scarpino.
Well,
That's
I
what
did. I ended the last one with the last lyrics of the aerobic song is I'm Team Fat for Life, even though I'm not hungry. Greg Miller is not the champion of Kind of Funny. I just didn't do it in the cadence, but it
Yeah.
actually
You just
still
fucking-
worked.
I loved how you just like ham fisted the shit out, and people were like, they went crazy. It was
so
funny.
great. But yeah, we did.
Greg's a paper champ.
We did Talk Shit Get Shot. We did the Kind of Funny Animated Show theme song. Then we did the Champion song. And all three of those, you played guitar over it, which is like, just why? Why do we do things
not?
this
It's
fucking
fun.
cool? But you've never done Champions before with guitar, and it sounded awesome.
Yeah, I just accented the main notes of like dan dan. Like I don't know.
Tight. I loved it.
I think it sounded so cool. Yeah.
Then after that, I did a song that I actually wrote back in high school.
Love it.
That it was like the first thing I ever did that like went viral on MySpace, and it got like 20,000 views, which back then was a huge deal.
Listens.
I had like 1 million. Yeah, listens. It was listens. And I was in everyone's top 8 because why the fuck not?
Yeah, dude.
And that was all just a setup for Cool Greg. And then I was just
Highlight of the
all right,
night.
we gotta do it. And my favorite thing
Highlight
is
of the night for me.
the chant from the crowd of everybody, because I set them up. I'm like, you guys are gonna need a chant to get him out. And I was like, Cool Greg, and they just ran with it. I was like, this is fucking dope.
Yeah,
then
yeah.
my brother comes up and he just fucking kills it. It
Yeah.
was so
God
tight.
bless him.
I loved
Perfect. It was a perfect, beautiful moment.
Yeah. So that was great.
And then after that, what was the
And then after
wedding?
that, we go from my brother spitting the fucking grimiest, dirtiest,
it was
nastiest
nasty.
shit into a wedding.
Street level nasty.
Into an actual wedding. Greg
Yeah.
Miller goes up, and Greg Miller has officiated quite a few weddings at this point.
I was like, I don't know if this is gonna be a real wedding or not, because I was like, I'm sure. I thought at the time it was just going to be like a sort of like just fake ceremony, and they were gonna do the real one back
Yeah.
home or whatever.
No,
they were
dude.
like, no, this is our wedding, and I like to prove it. They were like, by the way, I want you and Tim to be the witnesses.
Yeah, we
So I had
signed
to sign their
Damn.
wedding
Signed
signed
license.
the wedding license.
Yeah, the
like
marriage
that shit
license.
was fucking real.
I was like, fuck, man. All right, cool. Like this is real shit.
Yeah, so
I'm
we-
like, this-
Zach and Caitlin.
Yeah, Zach and
Yeah.
Kate Lisi on Twitter, and Zach
Gamer
Lene,
Zach.
Gamer Zach.
With
The
a
E is a 3.
Yeah.
He's the first person to ever get a Kind of Funny tattoo. He now has 2. He's planning on getting more, which is crazy. But he was the guy that crowd surfed at KFL2 when we were like, "Who has a tattoo?" And he came up, and then he swam out into the crowd like belly first.
remember that,
Like,
yeah.
So fucking.
It,
dope.
it was funny because we had done at Shit Arcade. He was at the bar, and I didn't remember his name, but like obviously we saw him forever at all these other like shows. And so he was like, "Hey Andy," I was like, "Remind me." He was like, "Zach." I was like, "All right, Zach." And he was like, "Did Tim tell you about the thing?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And he wasn't sure if I was supposed to know. I was like, "Wait, you're getting married?" And he was like, "Yeah, okay." I wasn't sure. Like he
No,
was like.
he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
The whole community weekend, like he was with people, and they're like, "We were with you guys yesterday."
Yeah.
And we didn't know this.
That was so cool. The best
love it.
the best part was that like everybody was caught off guard by it.
Yep.
And it was beautiful. It
So
was awesome.
Greg led the wedding and fucking killed it. Did such a great job
Then it comes
officiating
time
it. And then it
for the
comes time
fucking Italian
for the first
sausage.
fucking
for the fucking
dance.
for the fucking beef to come out with this guitar.
and the story for the first dance song, I feel like goes back.
It goes back to a beautiful place called E3.
yeah.
We're at E3, and I think we've told the story on the morning show before, but I'm gonna let you guys know as well. Fran Mirabella, it's the last night of E3.
This past E3.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
right.
evening
Like
that
3
just-
weeks ago.
That just fucking
Like
happened.
yeah, very fresh stuff.
Fran's like, hey, after the Fig, we should just go back to my place. We're like, all right, cool. So we have a group of about 15 people. We go back to Fran's Airbnb, and he just has a guitar.
Yeah.
And we're like, why do you have an acoustic guitar in LA? And he's like, you brought this to E3? He's just like, you never know, man. It's like,
Just in case of what, Fran?
what
you
the fuck?
fucking never know, dude.
What
In
do you
case a
mean?
group of people came back to his house,
Yeah.
and all of their phones that have Spotify weren't working, and
For
no
some
one else
reason.
could play any other type of music. Maybe just maybe someone would like, if only someone could play acoustic guitar.
You
while
never
we
know.
all
So
sang.
we got Fran. We convinced him. We had to pull his leg.
Yeah.
But he eventually played Wonderwall, and
Now,
it was amazing.
I will say this.
Yeah.
I have been aware that Fran has been learning and playing guitar since I've known him.
Yeah.
He's always talked about guitar. I've never seen him play guitar.
Yes, you
before.
have.
Have I?
Yes, you have.
Where?
At Eric's 30th birthday party. So at this point,
That was 8 years ago.
8 years ago, when me and Alfredo, we went to this place up in Moreno or whatever. Like it was
I
like-
wasn't there.
Oh,
I wasn't
you
at
missed
that
the
one. I
fuck
missed it
out.
because I was traveling. I think I was in I was somewhere with D.
It was like an adult
That was where like
sleepover
all the
in
shit.
Moreno.
Yeah.
So fun.
And we all went there. We're all just in a room, and Fran just bust out his acoustic guitar, and me and Alfredo could not stop laughing.
It's the best.
Because then it never hasn't been funny.
No.
Like,
It's only, and to be fair, it's not because of Fran, even though it kind of is.
It is.
It's because if you are the guy that takes out the acoustic guitar at the party,
You're gonna play
get
Wonderwall.
fucked with. I'm
Yeah.
gonna fuck with you.
That's the default song
so he
that
played
everyone
Wonderwall
asks for.
8 years ago, and everyone in the room sang along. And I'm like, oh my God. And then he did it again a couple weeks ago. And for this, I'm like, we're fucking doing it. And I hit him up. He's like, let's.
Now I will say,
go.
I love fucking with Fran. He was great. He is great. He was great at playing.
In rehearsals, you were blown away by it. Like you're like, I didn't know how fucking good Fran was at guitar.
Well, I didn't know. I was like, I don't see that. Like I do you know how many of my friends are like, I'm going to learn how to play guitar, and then I'm like, play anything other than like, I was one of those guys. I'm like, I don't know how to play guitar. I learned 2 small riffs, Extremes More Than Words.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And Enter Sandman, the Metallica song. You know, or no, Silent Lucidity, I think it was the other one I learned. And that was it. But I didn't learn the songs. I learned 1 riff of them.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I can't do this.
No, dude, Fran fucking killed it. And the best thing about Fran in this moment. So what we had everyone get off the dance floor, have the couple, the newlywed couple, get on the dance floor for their first dance, and we had everybody put their lighters or cell phone lights up, right?
Yeah.
So they're just surrounded by the sea, and it was fucking beautiful. Fran gets on stage, which makes it even better. And as he's about to step on stage, I was right next to him. Gia looks at him. She looks at me and goes, Tim, Fran is crying. And I'm like,
oh, that's
and
so
I look,
nice.
and Fran was actually like tearing up, and she's like trying to get off. I'm like, this is awesome. Fran's like crying on stage playing guitar.
Fuck yeah, dude, it was
there
a beautiful
nothing
moment.
better in my life than that.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was awesome.
And
it was so perfect.
It's funny because I don't know the names of songs. Obviously, I've heard that song a fucking zillion times, but it's a good song, man.
Yeah, dude,
And
it's
played
perfect.
acoustically, it's great.
Everyone was singing along. It was great. And so that
It's
ended.
one of the closing time.
No.
Which one was it?
Wonderwall.
Today is gonna be the day.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
So perfect. So we ended with that. And so we got everyone off the dance floor. And then this is where I was like, all right, we need to get everyone on the dance floor and fucking moving. So we had Yusef come up, and I knew he was going to fucking kill this.
The man can move.
And the man can move. And he just led, I mixed a 15-minute thing of all the most obnoxious like line dancing things. Cha-Cha Slide, Macarena, YMCA, Tell Me When to Go, fucking
man.
Gangnam Style.
so
Put
many
Dougie in there? Was there a teachment of
no.
Dougie thing in
No,
there?
but it's Watch Me Whip and Watch Me Nay, which goes through a bunch of different shit.
Right.
But it's all that stuff. And then and everyone was so into it. And I was like, this is fucking rad.
That was
He
like
so good
honestly
at
my
leading
favorite
people.
part of that
I was
whole
sad
night.
he didn't teach us how to do the scarn. It's an Office reference.
I thought it was a
Cool guy
Fortnite
likes
reference.
it.
That I didn't get.
He's like, yeah. And then it ended with Conga by Gloria Estefan, and they just fucking Conga light everyone. And Gio was like, that was my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
Because she was just like, I was just grabbing everybody, making them go in this
When we
Conga light.
were
So fun.
when we were in the backstage area that ended up being Smash Mouth's green room, Jen made a joke, and she was like, "Man, Andy, it looks like Yusuf's gonna steal your girlfriend." Because of how great he looked, and I was like, he's gonna fucking steal everybody's girl.
Yeah.
Like he looks incredible
He looks
right
great.
now.
Well,
Not
and
only
then
that, but he brought his 2 friends.
He brought Curtis, and I don't remember the
I
other
think
one.
Dre was his the other
Oh,
name?
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
his name was because his name was Andre.
They're
Yeah.
just both
Yeah.
jacked.
Yeah.
Super jacked.
And really nice, but just intimidating human beings.
Yeah. And
just
they
good
were, like-
looking, perfectly
Yeah.
dressed. I was like, all right.
they had
well.
the floral jacket.
It was one of those
squad.
things where I've heard of Curtis so many times because Curtis taught and it used to live with Yusef. They've taught each other a lot over the years about like physical fitness, lifting, and I think they played football together as well. But it's one of those things where, as a man of my stature, on my best day, 5'8", standing next to those guys, I'm like, it looks like you guys got all the good parts. And then whatever was left over, some child walked over and formed me.
Yeah.
Like just put the putty together and was like,
Yeah.
this is my new
For
friend
like a
Nick.
school project
I
or
just,
something.
I'm like, oh my God. They're nice guys though.
Yeah,
Super
I
nice.
was
The
in
nicest.
the restroom has like sort of this open sink area, so like the restrooms are just communal or whatever, and or the sinks are communal. And there was Curtis was there, and he was like, "Damn, you look good, man. You're looking great." And I was like, "Dude, coming from you, that's like a great
That's a
compliment." I was like, "Cause I don't know shit about fashion."
You like, hold
Yeah.
on. You go, you grab Rob, and you're like,
Say it
the same
again.
thing.
Well, and it was fun because they're both friends with Yusuf, so they have that same like dance energy that they brought.
Right.
So like they were at the front, like keeping the crowd itself super hyped too. Like that
It was
one,
fucking
that
rad.
set, and then Swing after, and then Alana after, like was just the part that I was on the dance
so
floor.
good.
Whew.
Yeah,
So fun.
and a lot of people really commented on enjoying both DJ sets a lot.
Yeah.
Which was great. And I think they were just different enough. Like they had different, like Alana's had different feel to it than Swang's, because Swang's was like classic 80s and 90s stuff. It was super fun.
Yeah, for Swang, I sent him a list of about 45 songs that I was just like, just make sure at some point you play these. And it was like the Friends theme song,
Yeah.
Pokemon theme song.
Naturally.
Like
I heard Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, Japanese and English versions to play separately throughout the night. And the fucking
lost her
Smart Guy
shit.
theme song.
Yeah.
Oh my
Fuck yeah.
gosh. So good.
He's a smart guy.
So the DJs, everyone's partying, everyone's drinking. I'm missing something. There was something before the special
Prom
guest,
King
right?
and Queen.
Prom King and
Oh,
Queen.
man.
That's what it was, right? Oh boy!
What
Now
a
I knew who
fucking good
Prom
idea.
King and Queen was going to be before going up there. Prom King, congratulations to Blessing Jr. He campaigned perfectly for this. He was going back and forth with was Emmett
Watkins Jr.
with just spitting fucking fire at each other both times. Fucking fantastic. That was like a Tim Gettys special right there. It was like people will come out for this, and they did. You guys killed it. So you Blessing, congratulations. You very much deserve to be king.
So on the King side, we had Blessing.
Right.
We had
now
Kyle
let's get
Stevenson.
We had Kyle Stevenson in the court.
Yeah.
Kyle
And
Stevenson.
then we had Emmett.
Emmett.
Yes.
Then we get to Queen, and I'm like, of course, this person got picked to be our queen. Of course, fucking Zyger
Fucking Zyger.
gets to be queen.
Queen Zyger.
Prom queen.
I voted for
And
Amy Zyger. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
So then the Queen Court was Zyger, Amy, and Nikki.
Nikki. Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah.
And Zyger just embraced it. God bless him.
God bless him.
and they danced.
Took it in stride. And they danced.
And Zyger
And that was
danced.
another beautiful moment
Yeah.
where
Blessing's
another
like,
great
"God
shot where it's
damn
like
it."
them
The
with
photos
tinsel in
look
the
so
background.
great.
They're so good. Poor Blessing was like, if I'd have known this, I never would have put my name into the hat on this one.
I remember walking up to Alex O'Neill and being like, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are we doing?"
And
I
then-
love it, man. So that whole thing I thought was great because everybody really did push for it and do really cool things. Shout out to Mike Townsend for making all the songs and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And I really want to give a shout out to Emmett for the rap battle stuff because he initiated all that.
Yeah.
And it really put him on the map. Like I was telling him this at the show, but like, you know, I feel like everyone else on stage is kind of a known entity in terms of the community. Like Emmett's a dude, we met him back in Atlanta at MomoCon years ago.
And he was at RTX last
a long
year.
time ago.
Yeah.
RTX as well, and it's like he's always been such a positive force, but like he's not like one of those guys that you see his name all the time in the Facebook group or Reddit or whatever. So for him to kind of put himself out there and now he's just a known entity, like he fucking did it. It's really awesome, and I love that he motivated Blessing to bring the heat.
Yeah.
You know?
He did. And they brought the best out of each other.
Come with the king, you best not miss.
It's like it was basically. I'm trying to think of forget it. I'm moving on.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
thinking of
all
a rivalry like Hunt versus Lauda. You guys don't know who that
Lakers
is.
and Salt Lake.
There you go. Thank you. That happens. Then we go into the last song, right, which is the final dance of the evening.
Which I chose to be Time After Time.
That's right. Thank you.
as
Time after
featured
time.
in the hit movie Romeo
Romeo
and
and
Michelle's
Exactly.
high school reunion.
Would you believe that my wife had that movie queued up for when her sister and her friend came over so that they could watch
Yes.
it and drink
Get in the
champagne and
mood?
get ready?
Fucking love it.
Love it.
I also love that Gia and Elise with their dresses looked exactly like Romeo
So
and Michelle.
good.
And when the song came on, they just found each other to do the like.
It was perfect. We go to round out the show. Greg announces that was the last thing, but we have it wouldn't be us unless we had one more surprise. And we brought out our special musical guest who they had come an hour earlier. Well, they came for sound check and then they came an hour earlier and we're like, hey, we have a special intro song that we do sometimes for this particular like kind of thing. Like, are you guys cool with us doing that? And Greg's like, absolutely.
Bring the
And they
hype,
play this 2-minute long hype that has sound bites throughout the years from like when they first came on the scene to like late 90s, early 2000s. And like Kurt Loder, I think, was like at one point had a sound bite, and then it's like, yeah, and this like ramp up, and then you just hear Smash Mouth, and Smash Mouth comes out and takes the stage, and people were like, what the fuck?
For a fucking 6-song set of the fucking
I saw
hits,
people
dude.
lose their shit.
They
Except
did,
for the
Ken.
second
They were like,
song.
what?
So here's the thing, Andy. Here's the
What's
thing.
up?
You're right. All right. So they sent me the set list, and I looked through it, and I had to get Tim Gettys approved.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to make too many changes because, you know, I
Adjustments.
wanted to like let them do their thing. I did make it.
Well,
there
obviously,
was one
That was
song,
a
with
solid
All-Star.
call.
there
What
was
you did
one song
change.
that I had never heard of. So I was like, I'm taking that off. I was like, can we replace it with the 80s cover of, or
Don't
the
You Forget
90s
About Me or
cover
whatever it was?
of the 80s song, Don't You Forget About Me? And they're like, absolutely. I'm like, that's fucking great. So there was Can't Get Enough of You, Baby.
I can't
Obviously,
get enough
iconic.
of you, baby.
Then there was Pacific Coast Party, which was the second song. Arguably the least known of the songs, but featured in enough movie soundtracks that a lot of people did know, including James Willems, who was very excited that that song was brought back into his
okay.
life. So it's
Yes.
like, that one was like still
I had
one of those,
never heard
like,
it in
all
my-
right.
yeah.
They did Holiday in My Head. They did
Walking on the Sun.
Walking on the Sun. Then they went into
The 80s
Why Can't We Be
one.
Friends? They did a
Yeah, you're right. Why Can't We Be
did
Friends?
a cover of Why Can't We Be Friends, which is great.
They did Don't You Forget About Me. Then they ended with the two fucking
The bangers.
Thunder and Lightning.
Right.
I'm a Believer.
Believer.
And then they ended it in All Star. And it was one of the greatest moments of my life because we
was
got to reenact
amazing.
the end scene of Rat Race. And have all of us be on
I
fucking
never even
stage
thought about
with
that.
with them singing All Star.
it's so
and
funny.
all of our girlfriends are there. And like, What's Good Games? All the girls are up there
Yeah.
too. And everyone's just so drunk. It was great.
So
It's so
good.
funny because I start thinking back to every movie from like the late 90s to the early 2000s, and I swear to God, I feel like every movie had a Smash Mouth song in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every single fucking, they didn't, but like in my brain, I'm like, oh, that's like that was every fucking where. It
Yeah.
was like, dude, where's my car? Every commercial.
As everybody's like
Shrek.
walking into a
my
party, that's
God.
what's playing in the
Yeah,
background.
Can't Hardly Wait
Can't
had
enough,
that song.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Why
I
Can't We
love
Be
it.
Friends from fucking Lizzie McGuire? Let's go, boys.
Man.
Also from
dreams are made of.
I don't think they used that version of it. I think they used the original Clapton version of it in a Lethal Weapon. I think it was like Lethal Weapon 4 ends with that song. It might have been the Smash Mouth version of it though.
I don't think so, but maybe. I don't think the timing works out.
No,
for
it wasn't.
but-
it was the original version.
But that was fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
like, so many people are like, how is this real?
it Clapton?
Yeah.
How did you actually get them? Like, that's awesome.
The crowd was great. They
Yep.
sang along so fucking
Everything.
loud. Waiting, like, we heard the crowd obviously a lot more because we were waiting on the sides to go up for All Star. And I stood there for like the last 3 or 4 songs. And it was so fucking loud. It was awesome hearing them sing along. And they got to a point where they were just like, you guys fucking sing because you're so loud. And yeah, it was awesome. It was so cool, dude.
Yeah, it was fun seeing them. It was fun meeting them and hanging out with them in the back for a few minutes. Nice guys, super professional. At one point, someone was like, I was a little drunk, so I apologize to whoever this was that said this to me. They're like, how did you get Smash Mouth? And I was like, because we're dope.
Because we're dope, dude.
And they're like, really? I was like, no, we reached out to their management group.
Yeah,
they were really
very-
lovely.
yeah.
There's process.
They were cool.
But yeah, so then that was the end of the show. We said our thank yous. Kevin got bongoed. You know, that was pretty much
I
it.
keep
Oh,
forgetting
yeah.
that was a thing.
And it was awesome.
Never let it die.
When I was looking through my phone later that day or the next morning or whatever, it was just like, oh, I have these pictures. That was a thing that occurred.
we did
You
that.
had like a great beat that you,
I just did the reggaeton like,
yeah, and it was perfect.
and I rose up like the god of the volcano.
That was real
and
good.
and Kevin was my sacrifice. He was my sacrificial virgin.
One of my
So
favorite things
ridiculous.
that Kevin reminded me of yesterday was when we were doing our thank yous, you gave a shout out to Matt, and everyone started chanting speech, speech, speech for Matt Scarpino to give a speech.
Before the
And instead of giving a speech, he just starts beatboxing.
He's like, Uber, get the fuck out.
It's so good.
Yeah, that was
Douche nozzle.
So everyone leaves, and then after was the VIP after party, which everyone got to go into the back room and have another cocktail
That was so much
while they
fun.
started breaking down the area, and that was awesome for us because we kept the party going while also being economical with the space and getting the fuck out because they were going to charge us more if we went past 4 a.m. And then I lost track of you. I think everyone just kind of after that we took the big group picture.
Yeah.
We took a prom picture as well. Just our core group, and then everyone went their separate ways. Loadout went well, and then the next day I woke up and I swear to God, because there's fires happening in Northern California, I thought I slept through the meet and greet,
Same.
and it was 6 p.m.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I looked outside and it looked
like
like the
yellow,
sun was
orange.
setting,
Yeah.
and it was orange outside, and I was like, babe, what time is it? She's like, don't worry, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's just the fire outside is causing there to be like a red haze, and I was like, oh my God, thank God. And then we went to what venue was that? What was it
called
called?
Hawker Fair.
Hawker Fair, which is a perfect little venue. Don't think they expected the shenanigans that were going to happen there.
Oh no, I don't. Yeah, I
But they
didn't.
were happy to have us, I think.
They were totally fine. They were great.
They made money.
They made a ton of money. That was also a last minute find because our
Yeah.
original place pulled out a week before, and that was like peak Joey stress.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. I was like, I'm
I
so
saw
happy.
Joey,
I didn't
Joey
deal
walked
with this.
in and looked at me and was like, the venue for the VIP meet and greet just backed out on us.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Because I know that anything I say, she's just going to like, she just had this glazed over look in her eyes.
Yeah.
And you didn't come in to tell me like, hey, this like, don't worry, I'm gonna appreciate this. You were just in shock that someone would do that to us like 4 days before we were supposed to have 100 people show up.
I was doing my like final like check-ins with all the vendors, making sure everything was fine.
Chill.
I was like,
it was I'm not gonna lie, that kind of that disturbs me about that particular
establishment.
Venue. Yeah, and it's annoying, and it was kind of par for the course because every once in a while you get people that are super professional, and then every once in a while you get people you're like, why would you think that's okay to do that to a group? That's just unprofessional. Whatever.
The VIP meet and greet was fucking awesome. I love spending time with everybody.
Casual.
Yeah,
very casual. I had good heart to hearts with people.
Yeah.
I liked that it wasn't just a line or a table.
So we've gotten to a point now, we've done so many different events that I feel like this was the one that it's finally like kind of clicked in my mind that we need to separate meet and greets from signings.
Yeah. I hate the signings. I'll be honest with you. I fucking hate the signings because you don't get to be, it's impersonal. People are there. They want to actually be able to engage with you. And
That's what we want to do too.
I feel bad because like the one at E3 was totally fine. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we did a little bit of it. But I felt bad because you could see the end of the line and you've seen everyone waiting there for an hour to queue up and everyone's cool and they're waiting their turn. But it's like, I just feel bad that people have to just stand there while they wait for you. And then you know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. Like I liked it a lot better because we had the VIP after party where I talked to people, and then the next day it just felt like we were just keeping the conversation going. It was totally fun.
And I feel like there's enough of us
too and whatever, but
now to do the divide and conquer where everyone just like disperses and like, sure, you might not get to talk to everyone, but like people will get to talk with enough of us.
There was like 3 points in which I was talking to people and they were like, all right, cool, man. Well, I'm going to go. And they just walked away. I was like, oh, I've been talking people's ears off.
Yeah.
Because I can actually hear and like get to know people, which was nice.
My favorite thing was like, I feel like most of the meet and greets for me was just talking about the NBA. It was awesome. I was just like talking about like the latest news, like LeBron to the Lakers. Well, LeBron hadn't gone to the Lakers yet, I don't think.
That was Monday.
But Monday's it was but yeah, all the murmurings were out there. So there was a lot of like NBA fans that just wanted to talk sports. I was like, this is fucking awesome. This is great.
I think at one point when we were taking the group picture, I saw you and you're like, have you been here the whole time?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because everyone was just like so spread out.
We were all in our separate corners.
No one knew.
Me and A-Rock went to go grab a nice little burrito from Curry Up Now.
Shout out
so
to A-Rock,
good,
man.
Yeah.
Good to see him. He's wearing that Cobra Kai shirt. Yeah. I got there a little late because I was fucking dead that morning, and Matt texted me and he was like, hey, you know, he wanted to come. And I was like, I'll come pick you up. My brain just wasn't working. I should have had him just Uber there. But I got there at 11:58, and the call time was like 11:30.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I feel so bad. Walked in, started talking, looked down at my watch, and it was 2:55.
I know.
And I was like, whoa.
It went by so fast.
Yeah.
And then I was like, at 3:05, I walked out, and literally there were people, again, I was talking to people's ears, I was like, I gotta go, I got a flight.
Yeah. Like,
And I was like, okay, I'll see you guys later. I was like, bye. I felt like my kids were leaving the fucking the nest for the first time. I was like, I'll see you guys later. Then Matt's like, let's bounce.
Matt's shirt. Shout out to Matt's fucking shirt.
I don't think I saw it.
It's just a black shirt, and then in big white font that looks just like.
On the front of it had small font that said at Scarpino Man.
At Scarpino Man, and on the back it's big bold white font that just said Nick's brother.
But it wasn't just big. It was massive.
And he just sat there and drank cocktails with Jamie Kennedy.
I saw them because I was in that corner. I was like, man, they were just going to town. They were just
commiserating for a good 2 hours.
I love it.
And that was
so funny.
Yeah. And then I feel like we all like kind of got out of there at varying times. Kevin and Paul and I went to Curry Up Now.
After inviting Tim.
Tim was like, nah, I'm going to go home and go to sleep.
We closed that shit down though.
Yeah, because we didn't leave till 3:30.
Me and Gia were in the VIP meet and greet place with a big ass group of people, and like they weren't kicking us out, so I wasn't leaving. Mm-hmm. And it hit a point where I was like, we need to go. Like, this is not okay to the venue.
Yeah, I hit a point physically where I'm like, I can't stand anymore.
Yeah.
Like my body hurt.
Yeah.
My knees were fucking, because like you don't realize when you're loading in and doing all that shit, I walked the length of the mall like 15 times.
Yeah.
At one point, Drucker was like, I can't get into my hotel because you need to be here because your card's down. I walk all the way over to his hotel, walk all the way back. I was fucking dead. Yeah. I slept like the dead.
Well, that was funny because I wanted to go home. Like, I was like, fuck food. I want to sleep. But Gia was hungry. So I was like, all right. So then we went to Curry Up Now. And then they were all there. And then I was with them. And then I was with more best friends. And it never ended.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to grab a burrito real quick and then go home and take a nap. Was there till 6 o'clock and then immediately had to go to something else. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, at one point, Andrew Francis was like, yeah, we're all going to go to Pier 39. I was like, Man, like I want to be there. I'm just like not only am I tired, but I just don't want to be at Pier 39 right now.
Oh no, yeah. Pier 39 is one of those places, by the way, you gotta go to if you've never been to San Francisco before. It is absolutely an iconic place, but it is a fucking tourist trap. And if you live in this city and you have all of my friends, hey man, I'm going to Pier 39. I'm like, oh, because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get in and out of.
You're right about that. I love Pier 39 though. Pier 39 is fucking
the mirror maze.
I don't mind it. But I liked it a lot better when I ate carbs because I could get fucking clam chowder, and I love clam chowder.
The arcade there's dope.
I like the mirror maze thing.
I like the sea lions.
It's a dumb thing.
The whole thing's fucking dope. People be hating.
Well, and the reason that like we always put it on there is it's like an iconic thing you have to go see.
It's the big,
they have those like block seats by the sea lions. It's just like that's a giant outdoor place where we could just hang out and talk, and no one's gonna yell at us.
Oh no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we don't have to ask permission to be here, sort of thing.
It's just every once in a while I've had friends that are like, hey, come pick us up at Pier 39. I'm like,
no,
hey, walk 5 blocks out and I'll pick you up there.
Then I'll grab you.
Like I picked up my buddy Scott last time he was up with it. He's a high school band director and he was up with his band. And he was like, where are you going to be? I'm like, I'm going to park at the Starbucks. And I'll tell you where the Starbucks is. The Starbucks is like 3 blocks outside of Pier 39. I'll just be there. Take your time. And he's like, you don't want to come pick me up? I'm like, you don't understand. All roads going in and out in that little parking garage? Hell. That is hell.
Not fun.
No, thank you. No, thank you. People don't like to walk that much from Southern California, but they come up to hang out with old Uncle Nicky. You got to
and they have and I feel like even the opposite too. People that have lived in San Francisco and then gone to LA, like, oh, we'll just walk, and then everybody in LA is like shocked, like we don't do that.
Oh,
here.
dude, I went for I had to walk. I can't remember what it was. It was like 6 months ago. I think it was when I was hanging out with Miss Movies. We had to walk, and I was like, I don't like this, and I walk everywhere because the blocks are like 8 miles long.
Yeah.
You're like, how far is this? 4 blocks. How long is that going to take? 45 minutes. What? No, that's ridiculous. Give me an Uber.
That's amazing.
So that's Prom.
Yeah.
I'm still wondering. You want to wrap it up there?
Yeah.
Can we save TanaCon for something else?
We need to. And I feel like there's some required viewing that we should do.
Yeah.
Before we talk.
I'm bummed because I'm not going to be here next week. I know.
Well, you can call in.
This isn't I mean, it's not evergreen, like it's a topical thing, but I feel like our conversation on it is definitely going to be evergreen.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, again, shout out to everyone who supported the Prom initiative, even those of you who could not be there but were there in spirit. We love you very, very much. It was definitely we talked about it beforehand. I was like, I know this is going to be a great weekend, not to be missed, and I think it really was. And large part that was because of all you guys that came out.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a party without party goers.
Well said, Nick.
You know what I'm talking about? Thank you guys for joining me on the podcast today. Of course, if you guys want to support this show, subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/kindafunny. If this is your first time, if you're listening on podcast services, make sure you rate us and tell a friend about us. You got a friend named Bob, tell him I was talking about him today. Tell him Bob's dope and Bob should listen to this podcast. And of course, if you're a hyper fan of this, if my words right now are convincing you, shit, I got to open up my wallet and support these guys financially, go to patreon.com/kindafunny and you could watch this show live and get the pre and post show, which we are about to go into right now. As always, we love you and it has been our pleasure to serve you. It just bounced a little bit, and then like it did exactly how I feel right now. It just kind of bounced and then just like laid silent, like laid still.
2 times, 1 show.
All right, everyone, if you're watching this or listening to this, this is the post
impressive.
show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hopefully you enjoyed that. We're going to go into the comments right now on YouTube. Again, thank you guys for all your support over on the Patreons. We appreciate you, and thank you to all you guys, including Mark Freeman, who came out to Prom. Flew all the way across the pond, as they say, to come out and hang out with us for a little bit. It really means a lot to us. What's up, Demetrius? What's happening? I actually expected an audible response for a second there. That's how up against the wall I am. Well, I hung out with him for like 3 hours of the day. I was like, what's up? He's like,
he says the VIP event was good. I just felt like I was jumping into the KF boys and girls conversations, and it made me feel a bit awkward. I didn't want to jump in awkwardly. No, that was the whole fun of it.
That's kind of the whole point.
We're all just having
That's kind of what always ends up happening.
Let's see.
You just noticed that this is on Kind of
people are
Funny
asking
Games.
why this is on Kind of Funny Games because fucking Mr. Bucket sucks and they waged war against us and we lost. I think. I don't know, Kevin. Are we still fighting that battle?
But the war isn't over.
I mean, I think like we sent in the request for them to take down.
We
the
fucking
copyright.
showed
lost
a
the battle.
goddamn Mr. Bucket commercial
I could've
like a
fought
month
him
and a
more,
half
maybe,
ago,
but-
Yeah.
and they fucking gave us a copyright strike and we can't stream on that channel anymore.
July 30th, man.
There's just
Coming
nothing
up.
better than just seeing Mark Freeman say, it's on games because of Mr. Bucket. And it's just like,
You don't know how much that infuriates me. Because it shouldn't be that way. It's YouTube, for Christ's sake. Stop fucking giving people copyright strikes for your stupid Mr. Buckets clip that you probably don't even own anyway.
No. Well, and that's the thing. I wanted to do a new intro for the morning show tomorrow, but I'm afraid that we're gonna get another one.
Well, you can upload it and see if it like.
No.
I
Upload
just
it on
want-
your personal channel and see if it strikes.
What is it?
Oh, I just want to listen to the Growing Pains theme song opening. That's all I want for the intro.
I think we've listened to that song before.
Okay.
No, that's risky. I don't know about that.
I think we have. I think it's
totally
okay. I mean, if anything else, I don't mind if it gets demonetized or if they take the money. It's just
I'm worried we get another strike.
if we get another
Yeah.
strike, I think we have to send Kevin to a Peruvian jail.
Like legitimately, I think you lose the ability to like schedule videos.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like I'm not even joking. And at 3, the channel gets locked. Just done.
Jay Pimtel says, my girlfriend Emily wants a shout out. What's up, Emily? Shout out to Emily. Also, Jay, if you're going to spell your girlfriend's name, capitalize the E. Okay?
No, live
'Cause
your
the
own
lowercase
life.
E is a little
Own life,
disrespectful.
I
to
don't like
Emily.
capital letters.
And while
like
we're
that.
at it, Jay, I think you need to do the fucking dishes more, okay? Because Emily's tired of your lazy ass just putting the dishes in the sink and saying, I'll get to it tomorrow. You never get to it.
Put the
okay?
toilet paper roll the right way and
Make
replace it for
the
fuck's
fucking
sake.
bed occasionally in the morning so she doesn't have to. You know how nice it is to come home to a nice made bed like a hotel maid came in and did it? Be that for Emily, dog.
Come
on, dog.
Alex
Tell it,
Sperling
Chum.
says, sorry, Andy. Any of you guys going to be at RTX Austin? Yes. Nick, me, Greg, and Andy will be at RTX
Yes,
Austin.
and we have a special show planned for
Yes.
RTX Austin. It's gonna be. We got a lot of fun shit going.
Take
I think
me
they've already
to-
publicized it, so we might as well start promoting it.
We're doing a stand-up comedy show at
Saturday night.
RTX Austin.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's actually outside of the.
motherfucking through.
I believe the club is outside of the. Like we're not doing it at the convention center, so
Like at the
it will
JW
be.
or something?
I think the tickets will be sold separately from the actual passes. So if you're not planning on going to RTX, but you're in the greater Texas area and want to come out and see me do stand up, I'll be doing it there.
Love you,
Along
Marcus.
with Tim and along with Andy, that candy man.
Mark Bovenzi says, why Smash Mouth, though? How did you come to that decision? Awesome idea, for sure. Because they're the only group that perfectly represents the 90s and has multiple. sing-along hits.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of different individuals and groups, but it's like they have one
They
song.
have one song, maybe two songs. Like,
Yeah.
like think of like a Vanilla Ice. It definitely would have been hilarious. but it's
Baha
like-
Man.
Baha, it's just like they just have their one.
What was the other one? Lou Bega.
Mambo number 5.
Yeah.
But the problem is like when you get to like the groups that do have multiple hits, then you're talking about the Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah, they're a little.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
They're a
Like,
little
that's-
harder to get. You know,
I think
I would have
Smash
loved to have
Mouth
gotten
was
NSYNC back
perfect.
together for this, but I don't. But JT never got back to me. So Shazay got back to me and said he was in. Just FYI.
Did he?
No, I don't have his fucking phone number. I felt like Vanilla Ice had one more hit.
He had the Ninja Turtle rap.
Yeah.
Go Ninja, go
Turtle
Ninja,
Power,
go.
yeah.
Yes.
Go
What,
Ninja.
would you call that a hit though?
Fuck
Yeah.
yes, fuck you.
Yeah, dude.
Not
I mean,
nearly on the
that's-
level of
I
Vanilla
think,
Ice.
I think yeah, we all
Ice
liked
Ice
it. I
Baby.
just think that's because we all liked the Ninja Turtles movie.
You should love
It's
Vanilla
valid.
Ice,
It's a hit.
Kevin, because he ripped off Queen and David Bowie.
Yeah, I don't like him.
It doesn't sound the same.
What?
It's exactly the same beat.
It's not the same.
It's the exact beat.
It's the
No,
exact same.
I'm
beat.
doing the thing.
Vanilla Ice.
But doing the devil's
Doing-
advocate
Andy.
thing.
No, I'm
Andy.
doing the VH1 thing that he did when he was like, "See, theirs goes dun 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 digga dun dun." Dun 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 digga dun dun, and
Bum,
ours
ours
goes
goes
dun 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 digga dun 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 digga dun. See, it's not the same. It's like
That's
it's like
fair.
this.
Hey, that's
it's this
fair.
like
There's an extra note
iconic
in
clip
there.
from
No,
like
no,
VH1
yeah.
behind it. Kevin,
Jay,
that hair sticking up is just
Yeah, it's
weird.
amazing, Kevin. You got a little ponytail. Jay Pimentel says, thanks, Nick. You're awesome. Right back at you, buddy. Good sport. Good sport. Tell Emily I said what's up.
But Shaggy's the same thing, Mr. Yazman. He has 2 songs, maybe.
Shaggy has one.
He had
A
Angel.
song and a half
Angel was the other big
at
one.
best.
Charles Jacobson says, Blessings Prom King photo legit looks like the cover of a This Is the New Notorious B.I.G. album.
Oh, that
So
shit was
rad.
dope. The
Shout
one
out
with
to
him
John.
Fucking
with because
good.
I tied the
all the awesome
cape on him,
lighting.
but it was like
Yeah.
perfectly kind of like
Yeah.
loose, and he was just sitting there staring at the camera. Just like look, I was like, dope.
Shout out to DiGiorno,
That's
man.
dope.
Yeah.
They gave us all that.
They
Prom
did.
King stuff.
We didn't even ask for
Although
it.
to
They
be
just
fair,
said
a
it.
little disappointed that Bob didn't show up. Where you at, Bob DiGiorno's?
Yeah, man.
You're cool. You can tweet at us, but you can't put the money out to come out to our prom. I get it.
They're not delivery, man.
Oh,
Damn, we
Shots
got to
fired.
end there. That
On
was
there.
too good, Joey.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, thank you all for your support on Patreon. Keep effing that chicken.
God.
We love you very much. We'll be back next week with more shenanigans. See you later.
All right, everyone leave and we're going to do the pointing. Say bye to the kids.
Bye,
Bye,
kids.
kids.
Thanks, guys.
Andrew Francis. See you later, man.
See you later, dude.
Charles
You gonna play
Jacobson.
some
Sorry, I
Fortnite
told people
tonight?
that you watch porn. I hope it's true.
All right, go ahead and do the pointing, Nick.
Can I stay here or do I have to be in the center?
You can stay there.
Okay. Hey everyone, thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. Click right there if you'd like to subscribe to this channel. Click right here if you'd like to support us on Patreon. And click right here in this area to watch last week's episode of the Game Over Greggy show. I'm going to spit in this chair.
Did you say spit or spin?
I think I said spin, but it came out spit.
You're doing a really bad job spinning, I'm going to be honest.
Loving you is easy cause Kev's beautiful. Kevy-dooby-doo-doo.
Give me a clap. Excellent.